Welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to another BoshNRoll Legacy video. Today, I have a guest on the channel, which I've been doing a little more often recently. I think my Patreon has figured out that they like hearing two people. And this one is from Patreon member and community mod King of the Depths, who wanted me to play Grixis Control with Grixis expert JamesKisau, a person who I've accidentally played the decks of before. A Patreon subscriber submitted one of your decks to me, and then when I played it in the Patreon Discord, you were like, hey, that's my deck. And I had no idea that the JamesKisau I was copying 5.0 Grixis deck dumps from was actually a member of the community already. So that was super cool. James, how about you introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, it's JamesKisau, and I'm really excited to play some Grixis Control today.
Nice. Me too. I'm always excited to play Grixis Control, and I mean, Grixis Control historically, 1-for-1s like Lightning Bolt and Shoulder's Edict that escalate into 2-for-1s like Snapcaster Mage that escalate into whatever for ones, Jace and Sorin. However long they're in play, we get that many ones, and then we win somehow. You have some spicy individual choices here. We're not going to talk about the whole deck because most of it's self-explanatory, but you've got a Nimble Obstructionist in your main. You've got From the Catacombs in the sideboard, a card that I've never even seen in my life. So tell me about some of your spicier choices here.
Yeah, well, the Nimble Obstructionist kind of started as a test card, as a stifle effect and part of a Kolaghan's Command package, recurable creature with a potential 2-for-1 kind of effect. And it overperformed every time I played with it, to the extent that I just kind of left it in. And I've been loving it ever since. I like that it is difficult to interact with as well on the cycling mode. And if you just need a flash 3-power beater, those are always welcome.
Yeah, the Singleton Stifle effect, that's something that is in the Pokemoki Sultai Beans deck that I played at Eternal Weekend, and just making people play around one copy of Stifle is so annoying as an opponent. And this one is uncounterable unless they have a Stifle and also a cantrip. And I love the layer of picking it back up later with Kolaghan's Command to be a creature then, or be another Stifle. That's just, this is the Grixis layers on layers value that I love to hear about.
Absolutely. I've definitely cast it as a 3-1 more often than you'd think as well. Just having the modality on cards is also a big part of Grixis Control. Even something as simple as Lightning Bolt, it's 3 damage for 1 mana, but that 3 damage can go anywhere, which is why I've always preferred it over Fatal Push, even if it does stretch the mana a little bit.
Yeah, one of the dirty secrets about Magic the Gathering that I really started to understand when Lightning Bolt came back into Standard in the late 2000s, early 2010s, whenever that was, is that Lightning Bolt's always a better control card than it is an aggro card. The ability to deal 3 to anything for 1, that's better on defense than it is on offense most of the time.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with that.
Okay, tell me about this From the Catacombs, a card that honestly my brain has looked at and said no thanks multiple times. I'll just read this for the chat right now because I'm also reading it for myself, literally for the first time. Okay.
Please do.
3 black sorcery. Put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control with a corpse counter on it. What is a corpse counter? Is that like it gets exiled if it dies?
I'm not quite sure myself because I've never seen any other cards with corpse counters on it. It can't be a vestige of like the early days of random counters in the Magic world. Maybe it's just an organizational method.
Yeah, interesting, because the text on From the Catacombs is if that creature would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. Why would... Okay, all right. Maybe
Perhaps
when
someday they'll retcon corpse counters into that effect altogether.
Yeah, what set even is this? This is Commander Legend Battle for Baldur's Gate. This is the core
Yeah,
set, right? It's not the Commander addition to the set, though it was a Commander printed set.
I
Oh yeah,
think
this
so.
this is just Commander Legends, right? Okay.
Okay. I thought
Yeah.
for some reason it might have been from like the same the same hits that gave you Minsk and Boo. I remember them entering around the same time.
Uh, I am Googling Corpse Counter right now.
Yeah, I'd like to know if any other cards give corpse counters.
Uh, okay. Thanks, Google. This is super helpful. Corpse counters are a type of counter introduced in alpha. All instances of corpse counters are created from black cards, and their creation is either related to a creature dying during a given turn or related to tracking a creature that returned from the graveyard. Okay.
Oh, so it is kind of a throwback.
Yeah, interesting. All right, whatever. Well, you take the initiative is the important words on this. So it's a reanimate from any graveyard. You get the initiative, and then escape. You can, if you have 5 other cards in your graveyard and another 5 mana, you can send this again. So tell me what
That's
this is
great.
for.
Yeah, it's a great grindy tool, and anytime I'm up against a deck that wants to go long, obviously because of the whole 5 mana thing, and wants to try and play really long games without clocking really quickly, From the Catacombs is a particularly tough thing to deal with because of the escape clause, and 5 cards is not that many. I believe it's the exact same on Cling to Dust.
Yep.
It's pretty easy to fire this multiple times. If your opponent takes the initiative back from you, you could have a combat step where you take it back and then fire this again, so you get a couple Undercity triggers. And I think we all Legacy players know by now that the Undercity is by far the best dungeon. It's kind of cracked compared to all the other dungeons, really.
Yeah, and just the initiative mechanic moving itself through the dungeon. It's not even a dungeon. Like it's literally a dungeon mechanically, but venture into the dungeon doesn't just tick forward every upkeep. You have to keep activating that ability or triggering a venture. So yeah,
Right.
the whole initiative mechanic is dungeon adjacent, but way more messed up.
Yeah, we know it. We love it. And even against initiative decks, those decks are super aggressive, but they don't they tend to try to disrupt the quality of your mana with like Blood Moon, but they don't really seek to destroy your lands. At least almost every version I've seen does not run waste. Maybe Trinisphere, but then again, this is a 5 drop. I've also brought it in against Cradle Control or Black Green Artisan. A lot of those decks also don't really seek to hinder your amount of mana. Although some are on Wasteland now and like a Knight of the Reliquary package. I found those decks come in all flavors now.
Yep,
But
every day we get closer to Maverick.
yeah, yeah, it's true. The bridge between Elves and Maverick has never been shorter.
Right. Okay. So that's from the catacombs, and we spent more time talking about this than the entire rest of the deck, and that's okay because we're about to play 5 rounds in a MTGO league with this deck,
That's
and I'm
right.
sure there'll be lots to say about Grixis control. You ready?
I'm looking forward to it.
Let's do it. We're here on the draw in round 1 versus Punishing Waterfalls, who is known for crazy decks.
Yeah,
I think it's fair to say.
it's it's sure to be an entertaining one.
Right. I am clicking fast because if this gets grindy and crazy, we might need all the time on our clock. And I just kept this Ponder Brainstorm hand without your approval.
Looks great to me.
I figured it would.
Lead on a Ponder.
That's what I'm thinking. We got a basic island from the opponent. There's Nimble Obstructionist. This could be our hero that we need.
Yeah,
I like just
Yep.
keeping this Ponder.
Me
And
too. I like the third land.
yep. And I like
Depending on
hiding. Oh, sorry. I like hiding the action and basically just drawing each card on the step of the curve we could cast it.
absolutely. Um, Basic Island, Basic Plains. You don't think he's playing Miracles?
I don't know. I am going to get my land drop and figure it out.
Certainly looking like some
Another
kind of blue-white
basic
control deck, but that would be pretty out of character.
It could be some sort of Azorius Omni show. Like, we could get to Ferried here. Oh, this... Alright, well, we're ready to answer this.
Yeah, I'd say might as well do it now.
Oh yeah,
Keep
for
that
sure.
board control.
Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. I'm just dreading the day that I make them sack a token when they don't have one on Magic Online. Just click the wrong version of that.
Yeah, I think I've done that before.
I think I like leaving the bird up here rather than brainstorming now, because we don't know what we need yet.
Absolutely.
Ooh, Wasteland. Well, I can stifle that.
Yeah, this deck is looking exceedingly fair despite Archon of Emeria, and sometimes Stifling Wastelands just a really nice tempo advantage.
Right, so right now we have an opportunity to spend mana or not. If I had a land drop ready, I would take no action here. But we could Cling to Dust, this Lorien Reveal, draw a card. We could Brainstorm. We could do both of those things.
Yeah, the one thing I'd be nervous about is like Hull Breacher. This is a lot of open mana.
Right.
You could, yeah, I wouldn't mind testing the waters with Cling to Dust though.
All right, I'm going to send that in.
Brainstorm in response to a Hull Breacher or something.
Yep, and we have Molten Collapse ready to kill that. Okay.
Okay, nothing doing.
Well, now the Hull Breacher. I think that this player is smart enough to not just ram Hull Breacher out when I could Brainstorm over the top of a draw one.
True.
This could still be Hull Breacher. I'm just not going to cast a spell here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, plenty of
Getting
lands.
those land drops.
Just flying high here. Another one. But I have a land drop ready this time, which is different than last time. I'm just not going to take an action.
Okay, they're going for it.
Yeah, I mean, doing it on our turn is smart. Ooh, actual Stifle. Look at you. Nasty. All right. That's what's
Some
going
kind of mana denial. Whenever I see Stifle in a fair deck, I also think of Phyrexian Dreadnought.
Yep. I am going to Brainstorm here because if we find meaningful interaction...
That piece is nice.
Yeah, now we get to know what's going on. Hit all our land drops here forever.
Nice.
So the fetch is getting stifled, and we're losing the Underground Sea. We're going to have Swamp to untap into.
Okay, so I guess my first reaction would be just Brainstorm Lorien Revealed.
That makes sense, that we could draw the Lorien to guarantee our next land drops keep coming. Yeah, because we're about to draw the Lorien Revealed now.
Mm-hmm.
Go down to 1 mana, hit a land drop, Thoughtseize them. Okay.
They're down to 3 cards in hand as well.
Yeah, what are you doing over there? Tell me more. I love the stability in construction of how many lands this deck actually plays and the high basic count.
Yeah, ideally, this deck can play on basics. That's something I had in my notes here. Yeah, not playing any double red spells or anything. Okay, interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Humility is not so much of a concern for Grixis control until we start getting all our cool creatures. I think it's kind of the action card here. Daze is not a problem, and Force of Will could be advantageous for us in that it can cost them 2 cards.
Yeah. For me, it's the Humility or the Force, because I for sure don't care about Daze. But
Right.
you don't put Humility in decks without a plan to abuse it. And
I agree.
I'm going to take Humility.
Agreed.
And Brainstorm currently on top of the deck. I could fetch now to make sure I don't get stifled.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. And they've
Save
used
that Brainstorm for later.
2 Wastelands already, but we have Lorien Revealed. Whatever. I think Waste Me again. Go ahead, I don't care. Is kind of how I feel about this right now.
Yeah, if your opponent spends a lot of resources trying to wasteland you, as long as it's not like a Life from the Loam and Ghost Quarter situation, we usually shrug off the wastelands really easily.
Yep.
There's no Delver attacking us either. It's nice.
There we go. Big Sorin. Now we suddenly care about Force and Daze, but
Right.
we'll take our time working through it.
Yeah, we're at 16. Feels good.
Yep. All right,
So we got a couple shuffles available to us.
Yep. Hull Breacher, and it's weird to have Archon of Emeria and Humility in the same deck. Why is there a prison creature that you're interested in turning off with your own strategy?
Yeah.
And brainstorming into a Hull Breacher here would still just kill me. and now they have 2 unknowns. They haven't drawn a land, so they have 2 spells over there.
Yeah, I am left off suspecting Hull Breacher now that I've seen Humility, but you're right. That Archon is strange as well.
Right. Like, is Humility just a spicy one of in the deck, and it's mostly a 3-drop creature prison strategy, or like what is actually happening here?
Hmm. How about we grab a basic, or just grab an island with Lorien revealed, and then we can test the waters with Cling to Dust. If they spend a daze on Cling to Dust, I think that's great.
Yep. And Cling costs 4, so we're already planning multiple turns ahead here.
Ponder, cool.
Is Ponder better than Cling? Or do we
think
want to just
probably.
use all our mana?
Actually, yeah, I think you're right.
Okay. Because we
Not
know about
under
the
any.
days. I kind of like tapping out into a 4-drop that I don't actually care about when I'm hiding a 4-drop I care deeply about.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
No Stifle, cool.
yeah, no Stifle. We've got 1 black. We need double black.
I
Is
like
double.
Badlands.
Yeah. Keeping our colors together. I'm gonna exile this Stifle.
Yeah, sounds good.
It's weird to think about like Snapcaster Mage when your opponent has Humility in their deck, but
But you just never know.
yeah, I don't know. We don't recycle lands. We do recycle spells. Oh,
That's right.
I meant to click on Underground Sea. I've exiled some spell I wasn't supposed to, but that's okay.
I think it was just like a. Should we have another one?
Yep, we got more of those. Okay, didn't daze that. Smelled the trap.
Okay.
Ooh,
Well,
K
now I
command.
suppose we should ponder.
Yeah, because
Look
we
for that
can.
land.
Wow. Okay.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, the juice is flowing. I kind of like finding the land next turn and having Bowmaster plus Brazen Borrower right now, and
Yeah,
bury this Narset.
my thoughts exactly.
Cool.
I don't think they've cantripped a single time.
Brazen B just as creature mode. I'm roasting that.
Yeah. Get some arrows over there.
Yeah, let's get that force blue card out of the way. Wow. All right.
Very disciplined.
What was that baiting us for? Oh, suddenly Urza Saga. Okay.
Well, that makes sense. Sometimes I like to stifle the Chapter 2 trigger, but we do also have Kolagon's command. So it
Right.
might just be nice to play. Well, I feel like it's so easy for them to force Sorin, and that's not so great for us. It'd be cool if we could get them to use force on something not Sorin.
Yeah, so we have K command Brazen Borrower to work through the constructs, or we could just fire this stifle on their main phase, and we have K command to pick up the stifle later, like you said in the deck tech.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, I think they have to force the K command. And if
Yeah,
we
it'll be hard for them to come back from that.
So I also kind of jokingly said they would have to stifle our stifle to interact with Obstructionist, and they are playing stifle.
Could actually happen here. But
Okay.
we got away with it.
Yeah, the full draw, get to keep the Narset and everything.
You know, I was actually thinking they might spend force on Narset.
That would be great. Okay, I think I want a Narset first before I brainstorm anything. Just the smell of Hull Breacher in the air just continues to distinct to me.
Yeah, a force of our own would be nice.
Yeah, I think drawing our own force locks this game up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're in there.
Okay, incredibly disciplined with force of will.
All right, now I have one of my own.
Beautiful.
Waited long enough.
Could push Sorin through on that. Although at this point, this tells me they're either just not playing cantrips at all, or they're never going to use the force until it's something that's going to like end the game for real,
Right.
and quickly.
Okay. This explains why they didn't force Narset. They can just kill her and.
Yeah.
Do we want to borrow their? No, not into days. I think Narset's. She's already 2 for 1. It's fine.
Do we play her on Pithing Needle here?
Yeah, I think so.
You just never know.
Yep. Could be anything. I would like to make sure I have double blue moving forward, and our Underground Sea is already gone. I kind of expect like Retrofitter Foundry here. Yeah, there it is. That makes sense with the Humility we already saw. And it's just good in this matchup and on this board state particularly.
Yeah, you know, secret worst enemies of Grixis control that might appear innocuous. Retrofitter Foundry's near the top of that list, along with Endurance.
Endurance is interesting.
That 4 toughness.
Okay, so we are back to they have Force Blue card in their hand, and it might be time to. Oh, I have Molten Collapse and K Command. This is sick, and we can
Yeah, let's
descend.
get that. Got sweet 2-for-1. That almost never happens.
Yeah, I think we start with the Collapse
Yeah,
and see if they want to have that fight with me there.
I love this. We get to showcase this new Grixis tech.
Bang bang. Yeah, this card is spicy.
It's really been overperforming. I never hated Dreadbore in the first place.
Yeah, I put Dreadboard in decks for sure.
hmm When no one was running 4 drops, I also really liked Eliminate. Oh, okay.
Okay, force pitching
Force of Will.
Daze. Do we want to force back or just take our 2-for-1 and resolve K Command?
I think so. I feel like this force, the longer we can hang on to it, the better.
Okay. All right. That can happen. And then K Command, same targets.
Absolutely.
Destroy target artifact, 2 damage to something.
The Shock Shatter.
The old Shock Shatter. Oh, I need black mana and red mana to cast the spell. Those are the rules. Come on, MTG, help me out here. Black, red.
It would be cool if it could read your mind.
Yeah, right? Come on, Arena does. I just throw my spell generally in the direction of the battlefield and it gets cast.
Yeah. I think if they force here, we do fight back. We just can't have Retrofitter Foundries.
Yeah, if they force here, they're hellbent also. And we're just clowning.
Excellent attack.
Yep. Oh, nice block. They're just like, I will trade anything for anything.
What was the pitch on Force of Will? Was
The
it
days. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We're out of information.
All right.
More of this. I have Sora can make a 2/3. I can bounce their borrower in an emergency. They can't draw a card or it dies.
Yeah. It's a little regrettable going to 10 life, but there's no world in which we
No. Our deck has so many freaking removal spells in it. Like I could even start on a brainstorm here, and we have Force plus Brazen Borrower to fight over this alleged Hull Breacher.
True.
And then we could draw one of our 1,000 removal spells in the deck.
Snapcaster qualifies.
Yep, sure does. With a Kolagon's command, no less. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put back Ponder and I think Sorin on top.
I think this game is wrapped up, and I'm just gonna let you take the wheel since we just dropped under 14.
Sure. All right, just get my attack in. I probably want to act on their turn because this is largely the same, and this at least turns off Force of Negation.
Yeah.
Snapcaster, and they know I have Force. K Command. Return target creature. Shock. I would like my Obstructionist back and kill your thing.
I love it.
Blammo. Okay, continue with your game, please. And I will continue smushing. Right. I don't like this card.
Yeah, let's just get this game over.
Yeah, this slows our clock so much. And whatever they're trying to turn on, it enables that too. And the father we've been waiting for here.
So cool.
Bang. I like pressuring here. They might have a Supreme Verdict, but I'm going in.
I think Supreme Verdict is fine. I think we probably, in that case, just throw in the Flash 3/1 beater squad.
Yep. Which there are multiple of here. I'm not going to do it unprovoked, but if they were to Verdict, I would start doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now I'm just clicking into combat. They're on a 2-turn clock.
Yeah.
I do get to look at my card before I have to take damage from it. Yeah, I'll take that.
Just prioritize the chess clock and we're good.
Yep, right. Yeah, this deck being like kind of slow anyway, and then also chatting. I have found that my videos where I have a guest are so much longer than the ones where it's just me, because we're just talking even during downtime.
There's just so much to talk about.
Yeah. Oh no, Magic Online snuck a shitty spell pierce in on me. I thought I fixed all the arts. It's all good.
And we get to see a Jin Cataxius cameo.
Yeah, there he is.
Orthos out there.
Yeah. For all their planning, Tamio and Kaito were unprepared to face the full power of a Phyrexian Praetor. Yeah, there they are, getting thrown backwards. Cool.
Ouch.
I'm glad we took that journey.
From the Catacombs is pretty interesting here, even though they are like Days Wasteland, they're also a creature deck. And we also didn't see any Swords to Plowshares. I'm thinking on the play that is acceptable, and on the draw it might be a Pipe Dream.
Okay. I'll trust your expertise there. I was excited to ram that into my deck.
You know what? Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Like if they're on this whatever the hell they're trying to do with humility strat, then
Having the initiative is pretty big.
yeah, right.
Forging, getting the biggest creature on board ever.
Yeah, so we saw Urza Saga, we saw Retrofitter. You tell me in the minute 42 we have how you would board here, because I see a lot of maybes and you've got more reps here.
Yeah, I think I would go 2 Red Blasts, 1 Meltdown. This is also a little tricky though, because normally in these situations where Meltdown comes in, you're usually cutting stuff like Narset. And we didn't actually see them cantrip at all. So maybe Narset's not where we want to be.
I think that's likely true. We saw Lorien revealed out of them.
That is true.
That's the only one we saw.
Maybe we can let Bowmasters pick that up. And then also we can probably trim a Thoughtseize just because we suspect combo, but I don't really know if it goes beyond just like Staff of the Storyteller stuff. And then we can also probably cut a couple Force of Will. We want at least 2 on the draw.
Yeah, I like Force here because it seems like their deck has some haymakers, but not actually a lot of card advantage. And I don't mind 2-for-1ing ourselves to make sure we don't succumb to whatever their nonsense is.
So maybe Shieldred's Edict instead, just a 2-mana 1-for-1.
All right, so we have Bolt, Collapse, Strix. I'm just thinking about that.
Yeah, let's just submit.
All right, yeah, we're out of time here. But they did lead on Archon of Emeria that game, and we suspected Hull Breacher the whole time. But
true.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there.
Perfect hand.
Yeah, you feel like a genius when you board down to 1 copy of a card and then you just have it.
Oh, it's so great.
Wow, Wasteland go. And I drew the island. Yeah, we're just playing on basics forever.
Perfect hand.
Let me see what you got. What do we keep on the strength of? I'm sure it wasn't Wasteland. Oh god, a card I've never seen. Destroy target non-land permanent. Its controller makes a 1/1 white human. Okay.
Propaganda is pretty annoying.
Propaganda.
The rest of the hand, I wish I could take Saga, but I think maybe Propaganda is not that bad.
I think it's actually Force of Negation because we have Red Blast and Brazen Borrowers, and as long as our spells resolve, we got plans here.
True.
But they did keep the mono-colorless hand, double Wasteland Urza Saga with Daze.
Wasteland Propaganda keep.
Yeah, snap it off. Okay.
Yeah, either one's fine. We probably don't need to bolt right away.
Yeah, we can.
As long as we bolt that first construct before getting too big,
right?
We can just petty theft the other.
Lorien Revealed was a huge find for them.
Mm-hmm.
I can start clinging to dust here.
I like it.
Found a Ponder.
Very nice.
Oh.
That's cool too. I think if we want to prevent them from getting like Retrofitter Foundry, we could consider that, but also I do like staying ahead on board. I'll leave that up to you. I think both lines are defensible.
Yeah, I think shutting down the Saga Tutor, because we can answer the creatures pretty easily here, as long as they don't go nuts out there. So you make a construct, and then I stifled this one.
Yeah, we can't have Retrofitter be part of this game.
Nope, we're playing on basics, got a grip full of removal. We can take the initiative eventually.
There's some interesting tension between cards with escape and running them into Daze. However, when they are 5 mana, it feels a little worse. Oh, look at that.
Okay. Yeah, just the whole game just in our pocket here.
Double black, not secure yet, but I think it will be eventually.
Yep.
Or not stable, I mean. It's secure, but wastable.
Yeah, there's 1 more island, 1 more basic swamp, right? Okay.
5 total.
Archon of Emeria. I think
we just untap.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cling to dust in the end step.
Go after those instants and sorceries, of course.
And the next card down was Shieldred's Edict, right? Yeah, okay. Figured it out.
I like all the removal.
think I just want to petty theft this thing. Or,
Absolutely.
yeah, just zero pressure.
You could even ponder. What the heck?
Yeah, just do everything. Do it all.
Get that 5th land, take the initiative. I mean, having Archon in play is not great. Ooh, K command.
Wowie. Okay. I'll pop
Mm,
this Polluted Delta in my hand. We're drawing Kolagon's command next turn. Basic Swamp in the deck.
Yeah, that's stable, black. And if we just escape from the cat, we won't have a target after the Archon, but, you know,
Won't need one.
we'll figure it out. We could, oh no, we can't kill our own Brazen Borrower because Edict is non-targeted and only opponents. I guess K
Right.
command could do it. These are bad lines I'm talking about. Yeah, let's fire that in.
Yeah. Just, I will take this Archon of Emeria. Oh, there's Nimble Obstructionist. If we don't want Archon in play. Or no, it's only opponents.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Okay, I definitely want the Archon.
Yeah.
Who's the initiative deck now?
They might not enjoy this. Unfortunately, this won't give us any value on our that first room of the Undercity, but I
Okay, they had the Daze Stifle to slow it down, but that's fine because we've been talking about this being an escape card the whole time.
will do it again next turn.
Yep, all good. They have this Stroke of Midnight card that I certainly don't care about.
Yeah, that's an interesting. I wonder if it plays into the humility at all. Dang.
We're back.
This is what I'm talking about.
I have the initiative. I have no basics because we got them all, but I got 5 mana versus a Wasteland Stifle draw. Give me that.
Yeah, and I looked at our deck and I saw nothing but glorious top decks.
So we have seen multiple Brazen Borrowers out of them, so they are going to take the initiative here, but then we just fire back the escape card again. Or no, we can just attack. LOL. This is easy. But Propaganda.
So we pay. I guess we cast K command first, right? Or Shieldred's Edict first, so we don't get dazed.
I think we want to attack first, right? Just make sure that we get the initiative.
If we, yeah.
Or yeah, Shieldred's Edict. Now Bowmaster's here.
Oh yeah, Bowmasters makes everything better.
I'll just pay for the Propaganda. And I do want the Lost Well here, because I'm a dirty control player. Lightning Bolt, Shieldred's Edict.
It looks good to me.
Yep. Keep. They would have to have Force Blue card in their hand that we know contains Basic Island. So, not actually possible.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yeah, I mean, they can resolve Humility here. Archon, I don't care about.
Yeah, it's fine. So we get a treasure.
Yep.
Was that a bolt on? No, we
have bolt on top and Edict in hand.
So we could bolt and then from the Catacombs if we want to do a big splashy play, or we could continue to play around Dazed, advance our board. Yeah, I
think we should just with this Propaganda. I think just letting the initiative run its course is mostly fine. Yeah, and the initiative or the Propaganda is slowing us down, but we've got Throne of the Dead 3 coming. Pyroblast is in our deck somewhere. A Spooky Skeleton. That's a real attacker worth spending 2 mana on.
I agree.
I'm just not in a hurry to cast spells if I have the initiative and they're not doing anything.
Yeah. Feels like a commanding position. Sometimes I like to just cling to dust just to pad out my hand, but also keeping cards in graveyard from the Catacombs is nice if we just want to like make a final push to the trap or something.
Yeah, I'm just going to drop this Brazen Borrower in. I would like to make sure that I win when we find our Pyroblast. Throne, Bowmaster, Strix, Snapcaster, Pyroblast headed to the bottom. Snapcaster can Thoughtseize. And
sounds good.
You just see what's going on over there?
If it ever gets too scary with our life total, Cling to Dust can also gain life.
Yeah, they
just have nothing.
Nothing.
Let's try and close this out.
There it is.
Perfect, yeah.
Winner.
Might even just like fire a couple bolts.
Yeah. Just light them up, shut it down.
Yeah.
Oh, I just noticed that they did say in the chat, Wasteland Propaganda keep.
Oh yeah, that was a direct quote.
Yep. Nailed it. Okay. So they're at 1 that they're aware of, or that they are not aware of.
Right. Very nice.
Yep. Always great games with Punishing Waterfalls, always on some crazy deck. We never quite saw what this deck does, but I think I'm happy about that, honestly.
Yeah, it could have been truly horrific.
I'm sure we'll see it in a 5-0 deck dump. Waterfalls usually does make it work with their crazy stuff.
Oh, for sure.
On to the next round. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there. On the play in round 2, you don't keep Big Daddy Sorin in 6 lands, do you?
Unfortunately not.
As tempting as it is. Alright, this is a hand with cards in it.
Looks good. I'd probably send Kolaghan's Command.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. We can't quite cast it yet, and that benefits us to play a longer game with it and have some stuff in the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
Underground Sea and Ponder.
All right. Well, I haven't seen a lot of blue-black scam lately, but this was a really popular start for that deck.
Yeah, my spidey sense always says Doomsday when I play against Underground Sea Ponder.
Oh. This is a... Oh, yeah, this
Something's
seems like
happening.
Doomsday for sure. And this is a pretty good hand against Doomsday, I think. We got the Force of Will. We have a creature. We need red mana. And yeah, we might have to brainstorm next turn if our top deck is not generous.
Right.
Maybe they think we're Doomsday.
They'll know pretty soon that we're not. I think we brainstorm here to hide the Force of Will, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
That's
Well,
a little unfortunate.
Yep. Super awkward.
We could probably hide Brazen Borrower as well.
Yeah, I'm just going to force Brazen Bee on top. Then they can Thoughtseize my handful of nothing and just go off.
Yeah, Shieldred's Edict can be helpful in game 2 if they transition onto like a Shieldred plan. Or if they try to win with Thassa's Oracle with like 2 cards in their library, which most Doomsday pilots will not do. But
Right.
I have seen it happen before.
Wow,
Okay,
they took Sorin.
That is bizarre. I think you would at least maybe take Lightning. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know what's in their hand.
Yeah, right. That is remarkable, though, because Lightning Bolt has meaningful text versus a quick Doomsday pile, and Sorin does not.
Right. I wonder if they are actually playing... Well, Storm wouldn't want the game to go long either. I just can't think of any deck that plays Lotus Petal and also wants to play a long game.
Doomsday does... How many petals does Doomsday play?
I think 4, right?
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm getting my wires crossed with Lion's Eye Diamond. Yeah, we're for sure dead right now.
Yes.
Oh, 4 mana. Oh yeah. Okay, sure.
Okay.
Fair enough. We're dead regardless. But I will F6 here and let them do their thing. See what they're cooking with. Show me as much of your deck as you can. Guys will.
It's one of these.
Yeah.
I always think of the train boss from Star Fox 64 in these situations. He just says, I can't stop it.
Yeah, absolutely can't stop it. I love Star Fox 64.
Good one.
Yeah, I did not grow up with video games in my house. My parents were kind of not like weirdo freaks or anything, but just like, what could that possibly value to our child?
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Right.
with the mana they have, they can't actually besiege here. Just putting that out into the world while we're sitting here talking about Star Fox. Yeah, look at this. Emergency Ponder. They fucked it. They need another source of mana here. And they had to use a petal for the Ponder, so
that they can't bargain it.
Yeah, they may have messed up here. Miscounted by 1. But yeah.
They were supposed to get like Song of Creation.
Unclear. They did not shuffle though. Whatever it is. Oh, they found LED. That actually does do it. Okay, yeah, they needed to ponder into an LED there.
Well, shoot.
Bummer. A moment of excitement. A thrill. But yeah, I didn't grow up with video games in the house, but my neighbor always had them. And then when I became an adult, the era of video games that I was like, I would like to relive this once in a while was Nintendo 64. Just all the
Ah, yeah.
afternoons at my neighbor's house playing 64. So I still have a functional 64 and play Star Fox probably like once or twice a year.
It's a really endlessly replayable game, despite how short it is. Just the branching pathways they designed for that game are really fun.
Yeah, and like I don't I'm not super into speedrunning, but I do come from that era of video games where speedrunning is kind of the most exciting things you can do with them at this point.
Oh,
And
sure.
apparently to speedrun Star Fox because it's on rails. Like your
Mhm.
plane only moves so fast. One of the tricks is to anytime nothing's happening, point your camera into the top right. Oh wait, what just happened? Didn't they
What
have
is
it?
happening? We
Sack for
we just
Black, Dark
did they
Ritual.
not have enough storm? Can't they just
Storm
I
was
guess
10. What is going
oh, yeah.
on?
That's a nuts storm.
Okay.
Well,
All right. Well,
maybe
we'll
we don't deserve this, but I'll take it.
yeah. Yeah. I know the people are, they must know. Pointing your camera to the top of the screen in Star Fox is apparently it cuts down on lag because the 64 is so shitty
Oh,
that
really?
if you just like are looking up off the corner of the screen, it doesn't have to load all the like objects flying around and you can move a little faster.
That's pretty great.
Yeah,
Um,
with two cards in hand, I'm fairly confident that Force of Will is better than 3/1 attacker in this position.
absolutely.
And their Gaia's Will's gone. Do they have more than one of those?
I'd most deck lists I've seen. I mean, we'd have to ask Brian Cook, but do you have his
Yeah,
phone number?
I do actually.
I'm just kidding.
So is this the Epic Storm or is this Ad Nauseam Tendrils?
I don't know, but we can punish this ponder.
Yeah, I'm getting in there. I wonder if the Tendrils is in their hand. But even that, they could have just besieged for a ritual. I think we're about to get Veil
Yeah,
of Summered, which is fine.
yeah, they can veil.
Do we force the Veil?
Oh, it's their turn, isn't it?
Yeah.
Um, that's a good question. So they'd have to ponder into exactly. They'd have to have like a ritual in their hand and ponder into this.
Well, they get to draw, and then they get to ponder, and then
Right.
this forces blank anyway.
Yeah.
Versus, I like the
I
force
like it.
actually,
Yeah. Let's
and
cut
just
down
giving
on
them
this.
a whole turn to cantrip. Even if they don't find the win now, if this ponder finds a brainstorm, then they brainstorm it. You know, like maybe they're set up for next turn and don't care about Bowmaster anymore.
Right. Ideally, we see them shuffle.
Yep. They did not shuffle. Disappointing.
Ooh. Then we want to draw like Thoughtseize, although they could easily just put. Well, something's happening again.
Yep. Did they just accidentally find a second win after confusingly not taking their first one?
I wonder. It has to be Beseech at this point, and then it has to be Song of Creation. I think.
Which Bowmaster roasts.
True. They could mini tendrils by time.
They can beseech into tendrils, which is 5, 6, 7, 8 storm. I'd be at 1.
Yeah. Not quite lethal.
If builds do have 2 Gaia's Wills, just in case you draw one or in case the first one gets stopped, that would be clean here. I mean, I don't know. We'll just see what happens, I guess.
That would be a win, but this hesitation makes it
Okay.
kind of seem like maybe such a clear line's not available. Yeah, speedrunning is wild, especially for the Nintendo 64 games. I really get a kick out of the Ocarina of Time and Mario 64 ones.
Yeah, Mario Kart, I love watching
Mm.
because as a kid, I thought I knew all the exploits. Like, I could hack like 4 or 5 of the tracks, but it turns out
Ooh,
basically every track is just heinously broken, and I didn't know shit.
that's
Okay,
really funny.
Beseech. They are beseeching for Beseech. They will have 8 Storm if they fire a Tendrils here. Oh, I miscounted before. I'm actually at 3, not 2. Or not 1.
I think I counted the tendrils twice.
Yeah, okay. Alright, they are just emergency buying some time here. It will buy a lot of time, but that's
Yeah, it's the
3
strength of
Beseeches, the
storm.
Gaia's Will, and the Tendrils gone.
We should be able to close this out unless they have some kind of regrow effect, but I don't think there's room for that in this deck. It's so tightly constructed. Okay, yeah, they're
uh,
just out of win cons.
yep. I have
10
to
turn
assume
clock.
my opponent is learning their deck right now, and I'm not going to be mean about it, but they had the win. It was there.
Yeah.
They miscounted, then they recounted and had it, and then they passed the turn. And I'm not sure what we actually just got away with there.
Yeah, I guess we'll just yeah.
All right, how deep do you go against Storm here? I
I like
imagine.
yeah, the edict's got to go. Sometimes Molten Collapse is also not great because I don't really like fighting over Carpet of Flowers. I
Right.
think you can also trim a couple lightning bolts. I haven't seen Bergie in so long. Uh, we could also I don't mind bringing in one meltdown. It's very rare that they'll play into it, and actually we already have so much. I could cut Sorin.
Sorry, Soren. We love you.
We certainly do.
Baleful Strix is a blue pitch, but it's low
Mhm.
impact for the matchup. If we still need slots, do you bring in your surgicals when you already have clings and all this other stuff?
I do because it can supplant Force of Will as free interaction
Right.
against the really fast Guy's Will lines. So I
Right.
think this looks pretty good. If you want, you could trade one Bowmasters for one Strix just to keep your blue card count flush. But this looks good to me.
Yeah, that does make sense. We are going +3 overall blue cards here. Or +2. There is one
Mhm.
Strix coming out, so +2 on blue count.
This looks good. We can recalibrate and maybe just cut Lightning Bolt altogether.
Do you respect
And
Empty the Warrens at all with a Plague Engineer?
so I play Plague Engineer on the play, and then on the draw, I do not because I don't think it is fast enough to stabilize against him.
Okay. All right. I mean, we have plenty going on here. Did board in 8 cards when we already had Forces, Thoughtseizes, Clings,
Yeah,
etc.
Storm is taking a lot of collateral right now because of just their scary decks like the Cascade deck, that crazy Bloodbraid Marauder,
Yep.
and Mississippi River and stuff. This hand is interesting. I think Flusterstorm kind of just automatically makes me want to keep it.
I,
It could be a little soft to discard, but I think we're in fine shape.
yeah, I like that we have the Underground Sea, and we can Cling if they go for their Graveyard, and Fluster if they try to beat us on the stack. Cling also beats Veil of Summer, if
Mm-hmm.
that's their protection. If they turn 1 us, we're just dead, but we only play 4 Forces, so whatever.
They've
They
also
mulled a
taken
5.
yeah, a mold of 5 makes discard kind of a big ask on their resources.
Yep.
I say we just pass with this
Yeah,
up.
agreed. I'd probably be thinking about pondering even the turn after that. We're holding up
Oh,
Cling or Fluster now. We can hold up Cling and Fluster on the following turn. We're not about to miss a land drop.
wow, yeah, that's interesting.
Uh,
I might start doing that. That's a
um,
good point.
so Thoughtseize does play into Veil here. We could
Mm-hmm.
Thoughtseize them and Fluster their Veil, or we could just hold up our 2 pieces of interaction that we were already talking about.
I like thought seizing as early as possible in this matchup, but
Okay.
like you said, they do have Veil up, but we also have Flusterstorm, so I
Yeah,
think this is
let's punch a hole here. Wow. All right.
okay. Easy take.
See
They'll
ya.
be able to build Storm pretty easily with those 2 Lotus Petals, but just the fact that that also enables our Flusterstorm to be more effective is, I think we're in a good position. If we can just slam Jace, I think we will easily take this over.
Yeah, and Surgical's in our deck somewhere, and now there's a Beseech just hanging out over there.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have this backdoor thing. I'm gonna ponder off of my basic here.
Beautiful.
Another
I'll take
Fluster.
another Fluster, yeah.
Yeah, I'll always take another Fluster.
Yeah. This feels more like an honest approach to the Storm matchup. A lot of times in game 1, it doesn't sound like the best positioned thing to do, but I'm often just looking for keepable and functional hands, and post side is where the real battle starts a lot of the time for Grixis control.
Right.
Not to say I've never like 2-0'd a game or any
Yep.
in general.
I'm gonna fetch here. I don't believe we want that land that was chilling on top, and we got action
It,
coming.
it was a Brazen Borrower, but I agree. I think
Yeah, it was
Jace
borrower
is,
than land.
yeah. Next turn we can play Jace with Fluster.
Yep.
2 unknowns over there.
Who is Nars? I think Narset's better than Jace because we can still leave up double interaction.
Yeah, we
Eh,
have so much blue. It's really nice.
yeah. Storm, sure. Now we don't actually know anything.
I can't imagine they want to get rid of Lotus Petal though. Isn't that? I've never played Storm, but I think I assume that's kind of a big part of the wind turn is just playing a lot of 0 mana spells.
Yeah, they're in a squeeze here. They're on that low resource situation where, oh. Well, I'm going to take all their Besieges out of their deck on their draw step.
Yeah,
Perfect information. Build Storm for Fluster.
it's very nice.
Hit that Besiege. Veil of Summer doesn't stop this.
That's another nice thing about Cling and Surgical. Ooh, Ad Nauseam.
Okay, there is a Naz, and there is an empty one guy as well. No Song of Creation. Yeah, this is Ad Nauseam Tendrils, not the Epic Storm. Triple Carpet of Flowers. All 4 Veils still in the deck.
Okay.
Yeah, if they fire on this Naz here, they're in trouble. They have a lot of mana. I mean, good for them for getting to that point, but it's not going to be double Fluster.
Nothing beats double Fluster.
Yeah, the Petals are a wash here. The Fluster, it makes sense to play them out versus Spell Pierce and Daze, but okay.
So Ritual plus these Petals, it's barely enough, right? And then we just Fluster again.
They actually can't even pay for this one.
Oh, right, because they have to pay for the Ritual.
Yep. I didn't bother to screenshot their deck, but I think this Cling is probably safe to just cantrip off of at this point.
I agree.
Let's take the Naz out of their deck.
Ad Nauseam, yeah.
Oh, baby. Opponent queued into the wrong Grixis players today.
It's true. Storm is one of my favorite matchups. Not because I think it's exceedingly lopsided, but
I don't even know if this is right, but I'm sending it.
Yeah, cut those resources.
Filthy, dirty pool.
Now, interesting. I wonder what would be faster with Jace.
I think
Brainstorming, just looking for Bowmasters, or just Fateling.
I want to plus this turn, just make sure no nonsense happens. Thoughtseize. I actually do want to bottom Thougeize. Funny enough.
Okay.
Like,
I guess, yeah.
On the one hand, it's a spell that doesn't kill us, but on the other hand, they're not going to kill us with any spell versus our hand.
That's true. And it would be nice to hang on to Nimble Obstructionist.
Yeah. I could totally understand the argument of this spell doesn't kill me, and I got plenty going on. Just let them have the Thoughtseize. But the Naz and all the Besieges being gone.
There's just not a lot that could go wrong.
Yeah, especially if they're pondering into our Narset here.
Yeah, a little setup ponder here.
Yep. They chose to shuffle.
Yeah, that's just the worst feeling in the world. Shuffling your ponder into a Narset. Beautiful.
I still like plussing Jace. I don't get to do this very often. Maybe it's correct to do it a different way, but I'm into it.
No, I love it.
All right, good.
They're at 17. I think that is probably a faster clock, honestly. Having to hunt for Bowmasters and then have it come in on their end step and all that.
And the really funny thing here is I let them keep a fetch land, which normally means they get a turn of drawing an unselected card with Jace, but I can stifle the fetch land.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, they didn't even play it. Do they not know about... Have they never played against a Jace Plus before? And you're definitely supposed to play that.
Yeah. You want to disrupt the fate
the guy as will. Yeah, all yours.
By the time that comes off suspend, their entire deck will be exiled.
And you can just stifle the cast it trigger off suspend.
That's
and
true.
They didn't suspend it. Yeah. I think they're just building up cards in hand to maybe play through Jace a little bit, which is not actually a thing.
They can have that too.
Yeah, they can just have everything. I don't care.
Unless they have like a Rift Sweeper, I think we're good.
Yeah, we saw their whole deck and nothing of that sort jumped out at me. Yeah, I didn't bother to screenshot it though.
I don't even really think there is a legacy staple that pulls cards from exile other than Karn the Great Creator.
Nope. And I could be drawing cards with Cling here. I could be applying pressure with Obstructionist. I actually do want to bottom that one. Like, there's more stuff I could be doing, but in the interest of keeping this content moving, and also, I mean, our clock's fine. We got 19 minutes. They're at 12 to our 19. We're actually winning the clock game.
And also by botting that, we can exile it. Another win con gone. Oh, right. And it's over.
Okay, sweet. So we won that one. I'm not sure what wires miscalculated in game 1 that resulted in us winning it, but game 2 was a complete dismantling.
Yes, and I have enough faith in the or matchup that I think if there was a game 3, I don't think we're getting away with too much here.
Yeah, all good. On to the next round. The official BoshNRoll Island Ponder Keep shirt is available exclusively through Coalesce Apparel. This Magic player-owned business is a staple of our community. They keep this channel on the air, and it's my pleasure to partner with them for this product. Coalesce is the best Magic apparel on the market. They have awesome new designs coming out all the time. Use code BoshNRoll to get 10% off your order only at coalesceapparel.shop. We're on the play in round 3. No lander versus a Yorion. I'm going to mulligan this, obviously.
That's a tough pill to swallow against Yorion, but I think having Thoughtseize into Bowmasters, assuming this is Beanstalk, is a way we can really make them have it.
Yeah, I think burying a Ponder here, because this Narset is really tempting, no matter what version of Yorion they are. Even if they're Death and Taxes, I've liked Narset historically just as a 2-for-1.
Definitely.
Okay.
I think it's pretty free to also get basics here off the Delta.
Yeah, I agree. Actual Death and Taxes.
Beautiful.
What year is it? Okay. I think Stoneforge Mystic is our take here. We could seize one spirit, ping the other, but this thing dies so easy and everything else here sucks.
Yeah. Recruiter of the Guard is like another one of the secret Grixis worst enemies, but I mean, they don't have the mana to cast it. They don't have Aether Vial. If they want to leverage the port, they're not casting it either. So it's certainly Stone. That's the thing that's going to kill us.
Right. It also kind of stinks based on the texture of this hand that we have to take a Stoneforge with a Thoughtseize because Recruiter's going to be a 2-for-1 when it shows up.
Right.
And the Stoneforge, like, we play so many Lightning Bolts. I wish we had just had one to point at them. All right, please play into my creatures and don't start porting me. So, like you said, no Aether Vial. If they start porting me, they're just time walking themselves to slow me down.
Right. They're not advancing their plan at all.
All right.
It seems like that's what they want to do. They might have read us for like Reanimator and they're just like frightened for their life.
Do we poke in a Bowmaster to put pressure under their port, or do we save it so it kills something? Because their hand is all X1s.
Yeah, I think we gotta save it. Use it as a removal spell.
All right.
Hurts to not spend that mana though.
Yep. And find more lands here. This would be a perfect 3-land Ponder. Okay.
Oh, I mean it's good, but it hurts that it's not a blue source. But that's fine. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's better than shuffling.
Yeah, I think the land plus multiple relevant spells for the matchup is good.
Like if they Recruiter for Stoneforge and try and fight us there, we just have to.
Yep.
Or they could play another port.
All right, cool.
Looks good.
Yeah, now we're chilling.
Do you agree that we should not take 3?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to ping it in combat. I was going to give him a chance to do something wrong here.
Oh, yeah. I think looking at this hand, just the one thing we want to avoid at all costs is Flicker Wisp Recruiter. 2 bolts and Bowmasters. I think we should be okay.
Yep.
Ooh, Cavern.
Yep, they've done a good drawing a land every turn since we Thoughtseize them to unlock this hand.
It's true.
Cavern on Elemental. I'd be more worried about my human. Here's this. I think I would rather Bowmaster this when they port me. Because they can't Flicker and Recruit all in the same turn, and then I'll have Lightning Bolt available next time they have a creature in play. And now we're pushing damage so they can't port me for too long.
Yeah, they'd have to really slow down their plan if they want to do what you just said and also not port us at the same.
Yeah, the Elemental does make Solitude uncounterable, which can be tutored with Recruiter. Here comes this part of the plan.
No Aether Vial, though. It's just night and day.
Yeah, absolutely.
You wouldn't think that forcing Aether Vial makes a lot of sense, but...
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. A little late for it to be impactful, I think. Hopefully. But, yeah, I think forcing Aether Vial is completely defensible.
Yeah, absolutely. Because Force gets so much worse if they have Aether Vial.
Mm-hmm.
And I attacked with everything. I'm happy to trade a Bowmaster for a Recruiter.
Yeah, they could do some bullying with their ports on our red source, but since they don't have their Violet, we don't have to worry about that.
Right.
That world.
Yeah, there was a little tension that just came and went of if they have drawn a 1-drop, they can insulate against Sheoldred's Edict.
Yeah, that's true. I miss Sudden Edict. So card is just so, but
I
just not
think
well positioned.
I just want to bolt this.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be a relevant object whether for the Flicker Wisp or for the Edict in the near future, and
Mm-hmm.
might as well not take damage along the way.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna cast Stoneforge or hold out for Aether. Okay, here it comes.
Yep,
I wonder if
resolves.
they might even get Batter Skull here. I hope they get GT.
That would be great.
It's tempting. They can cast it, but I'm guessing. Oh, Lion Sash. I think that's fine.
Oh, they already have Jite? They're suddenly 2 colorless in the pool. Yeah, they do.
Ah, there it is. Okay.
All right. Well, so Edict can get a bigger thing later, but I use our mana best now. I think I just want to Edict.
I agree. I can't think of many things that Bolt does not take care of in this deck.
Right. I would
it's-
like to redraw here.
Yeah. I guess we'll go after our own Delta.
Yeah, they have not provided me with any non-creatures. What kind of deck is that?
Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah, that card's good.
They don't have double white, so we might, depending on what we draw next turn, there might even be a Bolt, Snap Bolt,
Yeah, they aren't 9.
but we'll see. If they draw, I think weirdly they're the worst draw for us. They could get as another or if they Violin Lion Sash, then they have a white up, but they don't even know that we have Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah, and
although Winged does.
we can bolt the sash on the front, and then they can exile stuff, and then that bolt will end up in the graveyard still the same.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Opponent said in the chat they haven't played in a while, and port is quite embarrassing. Yeah, it's not what it used to be. Creatures are better
Yeah.
now.
They certainly are. Bowmasters has really made port not as attractive. I think the last few times I've played against lands, they don't even do the port thing.
Right.
This might be Flicker Wisp on our army token.
Yeah, I mean, it's Cavern on Elemental. It has to be like just the world's saddest Flicker Wisp has just arrived.
It's not what it was meant to do.
Nope. I like the bolt here. They don't have white to Lion Sash me anyway, and then Snap Bolt's available in the future. Second Vial.
Great for us.
Okay, so if I bolt their face, they're at 6. If I Snap Bolt, they're at 3, and attacking, they're at 2. All right, I mean, I'd rather just keep the board clear. It's got to do the math though.
It's close, but I guess we should play the role that the deck is designed for.
Right. The Lion Sash is tricky. Yeah, too much removal in the chat. Said in the chat. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever played Grixis Control versus Death and Taxes before, but this is what we do.
Yeah, the worst thing for us here is Thalia. It is not there.
Yep, and I think we just pass because if they want to do Jite stuff, they have to put this sash in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
They didn't put the sash in. That is
okay. I mean, they're able to control our graveyard better now. I think I Snapcaster target Bolt right now, but then leave Bolt in the graveyard.
Heads up play. Why are there... Oh, okay. Yeah, because they just activated. I was like, why are there 3 Aether Vial triggers?
I mean, here port is relevant. They could port the mountain. Oh, wait, what? What?
They declined trigger.
I don't know what's going on right now. Suspicious. Suddenly a 5-drop.
Batter Skull?
Ooh,
Batter
okay.
Skull.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
We're hoping to find K command now.
Yep. And send this Bolt face because it's not doing anything else.
Right.
All right, deck. We've been sitting around long enough. Can I have some action? Force of Will right on time.
Well, I suppose we should brainstorm.
Yep. Come on, Edict. Oh, that works.
Borrower will do.
Yep. Brazen Borrower with force backup. And I can attack for exactly your life total. Always had it. Never worried.
I love it when brainstorm lock you or find you a lot of irrelevant cards.
Yeah, that's one of those cheaty brainstorms that it feels like the card should be banned when you cast it like that. But
right.
A lot of people think it should. Ooh, a Solitude.
That's just force
pitching the Lion Sash. That's why they held that back. Yeah, this is just Time Walk. I don't care. It does fizzle the petty theft so we don't get... Oh, I was supposed to force there. They were hellbent. Damn
Yeah,
it.
I just said that.
Oh, sorry. I was busy narrating.
It's all good.
Yeah. All right. We'll just have to attack them twice and force a will in between. Though now Vile's on 3. If there was a way to throw this game, I just found it. Whoops.
They better not draw Recruiter.
Don't speak it into existence. Yeah, they actually have a lot of live draws. I fucked up real bad by letting that Solitude resolve.
It's all good. I think they probably drew a land. Or a Mother of Runes.
Well, they haven't conceded, so...
Oh, thank God.
Oh, Yorion in hand. All right.
I think we got away with it.
I hope so. Porting my red. Do you cling here or just let your spell... No, I have Narset I could cast. It's fine. All right. I'm going to attack with my creatures and hope they don't violence some giant lifelink idiot. Or first strike idiot. Oh no.
What could it be? Although I don't know why they wouldn't... Oh, a Skyclave Apparition? I feel like you're supposed to do that and then equip Batterskull.
Yeah, okay. Well, that resolves. Is there any reason to brainstorm now versus in our second main? If I find another Bowmaster, I can kill it now?
Yeah, or an Edict or something.
Okay, I'm going to brainstorm now. If I brainstorm pre-combat.
Well, Obstructionist still isn't bad.
Yeah, Obstructionist is great. Okay.
Fire Yorion or something. Yeah.
We can't have 3 mana and Force Blue card and Obstructionist.
I think probably the Obstructionist stopping Batterskull from doing anything is probably the most important thing here.
If I put back Ponder Narset, we could actually hit a blue card off the Stifle cycle.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to put back Ponder and Narset, then be bummed out that the fact that we're still playing this game.
Well, we are at 15.
Yeah, but they've got Batterskull and Jete over there. And a stable board.
Just got to find that Lightning Bolt.
Yep, Lightning Bolt, Snapcaster Mage. We've got draws here.
Just as long as they don't connect with Batterskull in any way. Or if they, like... I don't know what else they could do. I don't think there's a world in which we just flash a Nimble Obstructionist and attack for lethal. That would be... They would have to, like, do something truly insane.
Yep. Yeah, so if they go to equip Batterskull, I stifle that. If they play Yorion, I think we let them have Yorion and then stifle the Return My Permanence trigger.
Mercifully, their Vial is not at 5.
Yeah. This game's in hard mode for no reason. Okay, well, this is what we planned for.
All right, so we do this, and then I guess top deck.
Yeah, do we want Basic Swamp or Volcanic Island? We're already have a red source exposed if they have Wasteland as their unknown card.
Yeah, let's get Volcanic Island.
Yeah. All right, 2 looks at a Lightning Bolt or a Snapcaster 4 Lightning Bolt here. Or even like any removal spell to keep the game moving forward. Opponent's very friendly. They said, "What's going on? Great game so far. Thank you." Well,
yeah, this is cool.
Hey, Moto bugged our way back into a Narset. That's a lot of looks at Lightning Bolt.
Sure is. If they attack here as well, and we get... Okay, they don't.
If they get attacking, there would be completely deranged.
Yeah.
Okay. Narset is the most looks at Lightning Bolt. Grix gives us Snapcaster as a live draw. In addition, I think it's just got to be Narset, though.
Yeah, because if we miss on Narset, we can still Strix after that.
Yep. All right, come on, Lightning Bolt. Oh, the full whiff. Youch.
That does not happen too often.
Okay, well, I think Strix in play is better than Force Blue card, because Vial's on 5 now.
Right. Sorin.
Well, we're getting back into the grind, I guess, but tough spot.
They don't have a Caracas yet. Could be... Yeah, the GT is a little worrisome. If they prioritize getting rid of Narset, that maybe won't be so bad either.
The Strix having Death Touch is big here. I mean, them gaining a bunch of life sucks, but if they want to do that, they have to lose their Apparition, which gives me a 2/2 body.
They might just, like, Yorion get the Germ back.
Yeah, that's like... I think the most basic. I mean, equip. So they now have multiple vials. They can port me off of red in my upkeep, or they could try to equip Batterskull, gain some life, Yorion, flicker Batterskull, and then it's back.
Right.
Yeah, it's just they have two ways to make Lightning Bolt not lethal here, and they just have to decide which one they want to pursue.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Okay, they want Jite involved. Okay.
Maybe they just want to wipe the. This annoyingly also gains them life.
Yeah, less though.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't just equip the Jite and not attack, right?
No world. And I'm taking my trade here. This puts power and toughness on the board.
Oh yeah.
And if they use the Jite to kill creatures, that's life they're not gaining. And this is a big turn where if Narset finds just a removal spell for Yorion, where...
We also haven't seen Kolaghan's command yet.
Yep, that's in the deck somewhere.
Something's happening in the damage step.
Yep. Probably untapping your land and hitting OK is what's happening in the damage step. Yep. In a plus of them doing Jite rather than Batterskull is that they could have ported me twice, and instead they simply did not do that. So I do still have access to red.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they prioritized Mother of Runes over cutting me off red entirely.
Yeah, yeah, it's busted that Jite gets 2 counters.
Okay, they're not porting me at all. They're just putting that on Big Yorion.
I think this is one of the better outcomes for us. They're just gaining life right now.
Yep, just get yourself out of bolt range, fair enough.
There's that thing.
All right, deck, hook it up. A lot of looks here. That's not it. Narset, come on. Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Jace can bounce the...
Then they just equipped a Batterskull.
Huh.
Jace could brainstorm into 2 bolts.
It's true.
I don't even know if that's good, but it is true. Sorin makes a flying blocker that protects Sorin for a turn.
Yeah. I wish we had found a K command. Mother of Runes is pretty annoying as well.
Right, yeah. This is the last turn we're going to get to kill Yorion.
Yeah, I guess it's just got to be Brainstorm then.
Yeah, Jace, activate Brainstorm. And I think I leave Badlands open and don't play my land yet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jace, hook it up. There's a Lightning Bolt. No blue card for Force. Thoughtseize, not helpful at all. Okay, hide Sorin on top here.
Okay. So I guess we bolt Mother of Runes?
Yeah, it's that or nothing ever. And then we're just in hard mode. I've thrown this game so hard. We should be winning game 2 by now, and instead we're losing game 1.
Well, I feel like we're just giving back after the extra life against Storm.
Yeah, that's fair. It's all universally even, and we're up on clock, which is the real important measure.
Oh yeah, wow. I was not looking at that metric. It looks like our opponent just dropped under 13, which is nice.
Yeah, they're at 13 to our 15. Fortunately, they have a wide open berth to clear this Jace.
Yeah, with the addition of the count. Oh, they're going after Narset. Well, they don't really draw cards.
Yeah, they don't draw cards, but like Jite can kill Bowmaster anyway, but I guess I don't know. Does that matter? All right. They can have
make them good, yeah.
They can have my Planeswalkers. Okay, end step. Cling to Dust. They still have not given me anything that draws a card.
Holy cow.
Whole deck full of creatures.
Try and work through that Brainstorm. So yeah, we play Sorin, I guess.
Well, their ports are back on now.
Oh yeah.
They could take me off Sorin. They're more likely to take me off red, I bet.
Yeah.
And my top card is Force of Will, so Sorin's going to 5-ball me.
Oh, is it after that? We drew with Cling, right?
Yeah. Or no, I would have kept the Force. So, yeah, that's not what that is. So we have 4, 7 damage coming. It's Ponder. Okay. All right. I did not know that card. Yeah, the other Force I was thinking about was shuffled away long ago.
Oh, right. Yeah. This one is sliding out of control because of that Jite.
Yep.
I think
you deserve it for missing lethal, but I am going to make them play it out. We're getting more game for the content that everyone can just enjoy all these extra decisions and playing from behind. It would have been too easy to just to run them over.
I agree, yeah. This is one of those really strange swingy matchups that sometimes feels like you just can never lose, and then sometimes if they just have the right confluence of cards like Thalia, just like if their hate bears line up in the right way, it can feel like a tough matchup.
Yeah, and both players are frequently one draw away from winning or losing the game, and we had this game and we gave them one draw, and that one draw stabilized, and then those mid-game vials we said don't matter anymore started mattering.
They started to matter.
Right,
What
I'm
was
gonna
that
float
draw?
black.
Yeah,
If
Skyclave
they
Apparition.
just port me 3 times here, then I can cling to dust.
Heck yeah.
The smart play would be passing into draw right now. They're smart. I hate when my opponents are smart. Cling, target, Thoughtseize.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, we're only halfway through our deck. It's weird. It feels like we should be more
There's a lightning bolt right on time.
Bloodstained. Yeah, I feel like this is still weirdly manageable with K command. I guess that's a shuffle.
We're dead on board to the Jite.
Oh yeah, it's 3 counters.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, I am going to make them play out their last turn because clock is the only thing I have going for me right now. Apologies to my co-hosts who saw the line and to everyone who just wasted 10 minutes of their life watching me die in a game that I had won. But here we go.
Ooh, Wasteland. Good information for game 2.
Yeah, now we know that's in the deck.
Yeah. I think it was all worth it.
Yeah, I was just showcasing how Death in Texas players win sometimes when blue players play poorly. It's not that the deck is good. It's just that blue is hard.
Blue is hard.
I'm just firing strays at the Death in Texas community right now. Okay. Good job, opponent. Played better than me by the end of it.
Yeah, let's
Tell me your thoughts.
Sure. I love Plague Engineer. I also like From the Catacombs. That would have been real nice in that scenario if we could just grab a Solitude or Skyclave Apparition.
Yep.
Oh wait, that's for us. But anyways, I'm also this is kind of unfounded, and people don't think it's good, but I also bring in 1 Pyroblast because Yorion is a card that is virtually always in their hand, and having access to a really, really good way to deal with it is cool. And we're a Brainstorm deck, but also I understand that bringing in a Pyroblast against the mono white deck is entirely insane.
I mean, Yorion is messed up, and if you have enjoyed doing this, I'm gonna roll with it.
Cool. Yeah. As for cuts, I feel like I usually trim Thoughtseize and Narset against this deck because they don't really draw cards, and Nimble Obstructionist things against them, like you mentioned, the Orion return trigger can really it can really screw them up.
Right. And I'm pretty into this opposition agent also. Like, it is
Oh,
a
me too.
fragile creature, but their whole deck is based on tutoring.
That's right. And then on the play, we could either trim a Force of Will or a Cling to.
Yeah, I'm looking at these Cling to Dust, and like, I get that they are part of the mana base kind of, and your mid game plan, but in a matchup where they have actually no effect against your opponent's plan at all, like they're not even trying to delve a Murktide. This is not doing anything.
Right. It's purely cantrip 1 black, and most of the time you have to go after your own graveyard too, because like we saw in that game, their graveyard is like entirely creatures. Good for From the Catacombs, not good for.
Yeah, we played a very long game, and they did not put a single spell in their graveyard.
Wild. Usually there's at least like a Wasteland or something.
Yep.
Oh wait, there's a Lorien Reveal. Okay,
Yep.
yeah, this hand is good.
Yeah, had a brief moment of concern about lack of basic island, but in fact we do have basic island.
That's right.
Do you fetch Swamp and cycle for Lorien Revealed, or just lean in on these non-basics because we're exposed to Wasteland anyway?
Yeah, since we have a Badlands, I feel like we might as well ponder and get set up.
All right, and Underground Sea.
Underground Sea looks
I mean, these are some of the best cards in the matchup.
right.
They're not lands though. Um,
Yeah. We do have another Ponder, so I think having access to K Command is good.
okay.
And having Plague Engineer is also really great in your opening hand, unless they're going or okay, cool. This
Yeah,
is nice.
I'm just not even gonna bolt that.
Yeah. Which is insane. Like normally this is bolt on site, but yeah, we have the luxury not to.
Wow,
And
you
they're
look at his spread. Okay.
beautiful. We could bolt it now actually, since we don't have to
Yeah, we have
island
so many
cycle.
here. Okay, so bolt, Badlands, Island, don't shuffle, and yeah, I mean we have an abundance of riches here. If I can name Spirit or Elemental instead on this Plague Engineer.
Yeah, we didn't see. I don't think a lot of Death and Taxes decks these days are also playing Bowmasters, but I don't think this.
Yeah, we didn't observe any evidence of that. Uh,
Mhm.
I think we just hold here. Do you raw Plague Engineer on no removal?
No, I
Yeah, I
think
don't
it
think
has
so.
to trade when it enters.
Yeah, because a 2/2 for 3 is not good. It's not a good
Yeah,
legacy card.
the Gray Ogre. We might even be able to cast like Lorien Revealed this game.
Yeah, we're very close, and they haven't disrupted us yet. Oh,
Oh goodness.
I would like to engineer on Elemental here. I think. Just,
Yeah, the way they're playing makes me feel like this will probably trade. If we can trade Plague Engineer for Flicker Wisp and Swords to Plowshares, then in very good shape.
yeah, bang. And the hand is still just the next land and 3 removal spells, and one of them's a 2-for-1. That might even get back Plague Engineer and be a 3-for-1.
Yeah, because they did not swords there.
Yeah.
Recruiter.
Okay.
It's annoying, but it'll be okay. Yeah, now I'm a little interested in having Plague Engineer hit the graveyard just to reset on human, which
Yeah.
is one of the reasons why I love Plague Engineer in Kolaghan's command.
Yeah, it is cool that you can bounce it in and out. Do you think our land drop here is more important than the possibility of Lorien Revealed? I could even cling to dust our
It's-
land and see if
Yeah,
we.
let's do that first, just because I, it's really greedy, but I would like to maybe cast it.
Okay.
Brainstorm. Okay, we have a shuffle effect.
Yeah,
so-
all right. Now we're in
Okay.
business. Okay.
I say at the end of next turn we just clear the board. So I think we want 2 lightning bolts in our hand. Play Lorien Revealed.
Okay. So Shultra's Edict, or one of the lands can go back now.
Yeah.
And do we
And I
want to
guess-
draw the Edict and go on 5 mana, or I think so.
Yeah, I think we should draw the Edict just because it's quite malleable. But ideally we just like bolt Recruiter, bolt Stoneforge, or I don't even know if we bolt Recruiter. It's a little scary actually with wisps and stuff.
Yeah. I think if our plan is to tap out of the Lightning Bolt next turn, then we should make sure it's available now.
And they miss a land draw.
Well, we're doing this anyway.
No reason to take 1.
I played against Ephemerate Taxes in Prague,
Ugh.
and holy smokes, that matchup was unbeatable.
Oh, God. Yeah, I played a long time ago. I played Modern, and Ephemerate was a horrible card to play against. I played Jund.
Yeah. And it just, instead of a removal spell, you get 3-for-1. It's uncool.
Yeah, and in my head, I was originally like, oh no, this is good because I'll bolt in response to the Ephemerate, but since they were an aggressive deck, it doesn't really work out that way.
Nope. All right, they did have a plow. The read was not wrong. We did get to reload. Yeah, if they just play Line Sesh here, I'm not even worried about my life.
Yeah, we're in pretty good shape.
Ooh.
We don't have a shuffle, so it is tempting to play Jace and bounce and make a bid for just untapping with Jace.
A Jace Brainstorm, Sheoldred's Edict is like a lock. But if we miss on the land, then
Exactly.
they get to kill Jace for freezies. I kind of like just edicting while they can only take 1 card out of the graveyard. I know K Command gets this, but
that sounds good to me.
Yeah. Token creature. And the Obstructionist just gives us so much game.
Sure does.
Uh-oh. Our clocks are drifting close to each other.
Oh.
I gotta speed up here. Please play a recruiter this turn. Thalia. Okay. You got to Rashad Port.
Guess we might as well just shock Raven's Crime. Or no.
Yeah.
Or yeah, because
That's
there's
what
no
I'm
creature in
thinking.
the yard.
Yeah. I'd rather leave a Brainstorm than possible red card.
Sounds good. They ditch Apparition. That's really interesting.
I am going to fire this Brainstorm. I would like to hit a land drop now that they're porting me.
Yeah, hitting land or Force of Will is pretty
All right,
likely. And
here
we
we
hit
go.
land.
I can hide the...
Well, let's just throw Jace on top. It's like, it feels
All right.
a little win more. It would be great to slam it next turn, but also holding up Lightning Bolt is pretty important. And we should still have a Volcanic Island to get.
Yep, it's in there. Oh, you're the initiative.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it'll be pretty easy to take this, but yeah, this is a little annoying that they'll get to scry too.
Oh, I don't think we want this Jace anymore.
Mm-mm.
All right, get the Volk. And I'm going to start trying to play fast. But we can throw 2 creatures into play here.
Yeah, take the wheel.
Yep.
With them having 4 cards in hand and us having like Obstructionist and whatnot, this does feel pretty wrapped up. We have the resources and the tools to make this happen. They don't have a Vial. Yorion's a little scary, but also we have K-Command for Trailblazer's Torch if they try to flicker it and retake the initiative.
Yep. They bottomed their scry. It's good news.
Nice.
Please play a Recruiter of the Guard.
Yeah, this is the time to do it. This is the time for them to like try and take over the game. Gotta play that Recruiter.
Something's happening. 3 mana in the pool. Oh, just Yorion. Boring.
Can't stifle that. I think someone tried to do that in paper, but it's like a special action.
Yeah, it's a special action.
Like Morph. So I don't think you can stifle Morph either.
Do we play around Plow by dropping the Obstructionist? Just make sure we get this.
Yeah.
I think so too. The Obstructionist in hand also beats Solitude, but Swords of Plowshare is such a beating.
I love the flash 3-power beaters.
Yep, surprise jerks.
We have lethal next turn. I wish we had a Force of Will, but I think fine.
Yep. All right. I don't think I need to kill this Aether Vial. Yeah, they get a treasure if they play Yorion here off of the initiative in the end step. I could also just kill the Trailblazer's Torch and dome them.
Yeah, that sounds good. Got Molten Collapse for Yorion.
Yeah. 2 to anything. Destroy target artifact.
I imagine they don't flicker anything.
Yeah, resetting your Vial back to 0 isn't a real thing.
So yeah, we could just send in the Brazen Borrower.
Yeah, I'm gonna Brazen Borrower, Molten Collapse, Yorion, bolt them. Just trying to... I both think that is correct and also would like to play fast. I'm gonna Forage as well.
Might as well.
Probably should have put that on a creature I care less about. But I am more worried about the clock than my opponent here, which is a normal state of being in my life. Playing Magic.
Not even an Uro in this deck.
Okay.
Yeah, Solitude does not save them here with the draw Bowmasters.
Yep. Okay.
We don't have a lot of time on clock, so I like keeping in all 4 forces.
Yeah. Okay. So I get the vibe from my opponent that they're not going to try to MTGO game us and just like F6 through the clock, and I think they will try to play the game actually, and I'm going to extend the courtesy as well.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Sometimes when people try to do that against us, though, it can kind of backfire since Bowmasters is just such a tenacious and annoying clock having flash. So even in the worst case scenario, we should be able to deal 20 damage.
Right.
So we're up like 30 seconds on clock. It's not nothing.
I think this hand's a mulligan. I mean, we can exile our own fetch, but oh no.
Oh boy. I think it's a grudging keep.
Yeah, bottom from the Catacombs.
You know it.
Okay. We're on the draw. They have Mother. We force this?
I think we have to.
Shit. Tough beats.
Tough beats.
Our deck is largely based on killing their things.
Beautiful.
Best draw. Later on this Schadenport and everything. Stoneforge is annoying.
Yeah, we're going to hope to find Lightning Bolt here.
Do you end step Brainstorm to try to unlock the 2 mana removal in the deck?
I not usually.
Okay.
I think there's doubles more important.
I'll roll with you. Ponder. Ponder sees more cards.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Uh-oh. Shuffle. Well, there's that. We have to beat a Cauldron now.
Yeah, this is a way.
I may be forced bad. Like, I force pitching Force. If I force pitching Strix, then we still have Force on the Stoneforge.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
And, like, K-Command doesn't work here. We have to draw Brazen Borrower.
Borrower, Edict.
Oh, yeah, Edict does hit the non-token, or token. All right. Brainstorm. Oh, baby.
It's a lot of lands.
Sure is.
Well, we can we can Baleful Strix.
Yeah. I probably should have played one of these basics. Spewing off like a maniac. Oh, yeah. Well, when you keep a one-lander, you do hope to draw a lot of lands after that point, but...
It's very true, yeah.
Yeah, and if I had forced pitching Strix the first time, I think we're actually kind of commanding in this game.
Yeah, they're not really adding anything else to the board yet.
Right.
And if they don't put Yori onto hand either, that's super suspicious. Thalia, okay.
Right. That still doesn't stabilize against the Edict. Oh, the old double Caracas play. Normally I'm happy to see that, but if they're willing to spew off stuff to add to the board here, I don't love that. Well.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, it was definitely a possibility, but going to 5 is also not something Grixis Control wants to do very often.
Right. We're at 1 on board. Gone and found the correct attacks. Yeah, I think Thalia makes it so there's not even an out here. Like, we can't even Miracle Brainstorm into multiple things.
And that's okay. But here's the Brainstorm.
You wise guy. Just show me 3 removal spells here.
Yep, there it is.
No, great game's opponent. I fucked up. James saw the line forcing the Solitude. I was busy monologuing about how that's a 2-for-1 that doesn't win the game. Whoops. So I punted here, but this matchup is, like you talked about, we have a ton of removal spells. Sometimes you just, like, Bolt, Edict, Plague Engineer, Planeswalker, and they're never playing the game. And sometimes they stick a Stoneforge Mystic on turn 2, and you're not playing the game.
Right. It's swinging like that, but it's not one I lose much sleep over.
Right. All right, let's run to the next round. You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7 Factor Software and Magic player, Jeremy Duvall. You can also find Jeremy co-hosting episodes 106 and 109 of the Tech Talk series with Keith Shaw on the Tech Talk YouTube channel. Head over to Tech Talk and don't forget to subscribe to 7 Factor's YouTube channel for every episode of Dev Better. We're on the play in round 4. This hand looks great.
Got play against multiple angles here. We got combo, Delver even.
Yeah, the old force blue card and wall of removal against creatures is
so nice.
Nice.
Yeah, run out the Mire is good here. Even though basic mountain is the worst land in the deck, it's a I feel like it's a necessary part of the puzzle. As long as Delver is a popular strategy in Legacy.
Right. We've got Tropical Island Ponder, which could be Delver, could be Storm, could be like Omni Show.
Could be Infect.
Could be Infect, it's true.
Okay, looking kind of Delver.
All right, Delver confirmed.
I really like Cling to Dust versus Delver. It might seem a little innocuous, but it just does all the right things.
Yeah, I agree. And
bolt this, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And also, since we're against Rug, I mean, at least I think it's Rug there. I know there's some 4-color Delver decks. Great draw.
Yep.
Just playing Baleful Strix here is kind of insane.
Oh, did you like playing the Baleful Strix there? I guess we don't need blue card for force if we know what we're up against.
But yeah, Delver usually has a hard time winning the game without creatures.
Yeah, but the force protects this Bowmaster. I don't know if we're
That's true. I didn't know they were going to play Brainstorm. And if we get a 4/4, like, they're kind of screwed.
Yeah, I mean, they're a Lightning Bolt deck. I think having Strix is better than forcing here. I agree. Okay, all right. This might be the coward line, but
It's a 2-for-1.
it is a 2-for-1. And it made them spend mana on their turn in a way that they might not be happy about.
Yeah, Delver players hate this.
Yep.
It's one trick Delver players hate.
Yep. I think I want to cling in the end step here off of Underground Sea, and I don't even mind if that gets dazed.
Yeah.
Exile
the daze
Ponder.
bait. Yeah, going after sorceries is always a sure bet to keep him off Delirium. Okay, I think we probably need a land more than...
Yep, I
anything
concur.
Ooh, Molten Collapse is nice. We just have to hope we don't get taken off blue. But even if we do, we have ways to stay alive for quite some time.
Yeah, we're playing the game for a while here.
No wasteland. Beautiful.
I'm just gonna attack first, see if they interact with that. I like Ponder more than I like Strix here. Do you agree with that?
I really like playing to the board against Delver personally.
Okay. I'll follow your lead. So we're just 100% to miss our land drop, but I guess that doesn't... It's not actually important. So if they get the scent of Wasteland is a priority here.
That is true. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Obstructionist doesn't do too much in this matchup, but it's also having like an ambusher is super sweet.
Yep.
Also, now we're attacking for 2, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, the blazing fast Grixis start. And I said that kind of like a joke, but also attacking for like them being on a 16 turn clock versus an 8 turn clock is real money.
Oh yeah, it's really cool. I feel like Baleful Strix used to be my go-to win con, so Bowmasters just feels like blazing fast to me still.
Yep,
I'm
agree.
sure I'll get used to it eventually, but for now, I like
I've played a lot of Grixis over the years, and I agree. It's an insane upgrade in just speed and quality of everything.
Yeah.
DRC, that's dead. I like Bolt better than Edict because Murktide is a problem, and we're currently holding 3 answers to it.
Murktide is probably the scariest thing about the Delver matchup in game 1. Now that there's no expressive iteration and Seek the Beast, while being really good at grinding, it's just not this. There's not the same control over your card quality that expressive iteration afforded.
Right. And it's not much of a creature, honestly, at the start. Like, it can get big, but against the Lightning Bolt deck...
Yeah, and also, your baubles don't grow it.
There it is. I think I'm just going to let them do this and let my wall of interaction mess them up. Because if I can protect this Bowmaster with my forces after they cast some cantrips, especially if I can Bowmaster this stupid asshole.
Yeah. I mean, they have 6 cards in hand. I feel like it's pretty okay, but they're going to choose to Portent.
They've revealed only sorceries here.
Yeah. I think it's very likely Bolt will kill Questing Druid, but also that kills Delver, so I feel like we just have an embarrassment of riches, and they're at 7.
Yeah, I'm going to make them suffer here. That's targeting that.
They must have a force, right? They've got 5 cards in hand.
Yeah, they haven't done anything in a long time. I wouldn't be this aggressive if we didn't just have 3 more removal spells in hand. All right, I mean, the Daze saves the Druid, but my Bowmaster is still out here doing stuff.
We also got to trade 1 mana for a card.
Yep.
Well, I guess they returned a land to their hand to cast that. Daze is pretty busted.
Yeah, that is a land drop if they didn't have one already. And they left their land up rather than playing this Delver that they had access to.
That's so bizarre to me. I wonder if they're
because it's dying to the Portent anyway. That's why they did that, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, that checks out. Well, I guess we could just like Edict and win.
Yeah, that's my plan. They do have a force.
Okay. So we could swing and Bolt face and beat Daze. We would lose our army, but we're at 17.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. I'm going in. And this attack telegraphs Bolt all day. Oh, they have an Unholy Heat of their own. Okay. They're clinging to life over there.
They'll need to come up with a flying blocker, though.
Yeah, do you just Bolt now while they're unlikely to be able to interact with it, or do you save that for the potential flying blocker?
Yeah, um I think if we bolt now, then they can't fetch
Or force.
or
Yeah,
force.
I'm
Yeah,
going in.
that is very true.
Could have also bolted the druid and finished it off, but I kind of like playing aggro Grixis when the opportunity arises. It's so rare.
Yeah, it's a mode that people don't think the deck can like shift into because all the memes are Grixis can't clock.
Yep,
But
their Seek the Beast just flipped a druid plus land, and because we bolted, they can't fetch. Cool.
yeah, we're feeling good there.
Aggro
All right.
Grixis.
Yeah. So against Delver, typically I'll bring in Hydroblast. Now that Seek the Beast is like a threat as well, I bring in both Flusterstorms and Spell Pierce because very rarely will they try and play Questing Druid's front half before that. And then I just
Right.
like cut all the big blue stuff like Jace set, try and make um their Pyroblasts ineffective.
Yeah, and that's a nicely mapped sideboard too. There's just 7 big clunky blue spells for 7 1-drops coming in the matchup. I love that.
That's right. And then you could also cut Obstructionist for Plague Engineer because I don't really know what triggers you're stifling. Like if you're trying to stifle a counterbalance trigger, that's A, a lot of mana, and B, what's the counterbalance doing resolved anyways?
Right. All right, I'm in. Yeah, the Cavern on Human, extra brutal against Rug with their questing druid.
Oh, it's great. I love it.
I generally find in my big blue control decks that Plague Engineer isn't worth the squeeze, but that's just about sideboard mapping and how many cards you want to take out. And you do actually have 8 big clunky blue cards and 8 cards to bring in, like 7 definite cards, and then the one, it's another 3 mana effect. That's probably just better.
Plague Engineer is also in a very strange place in the meta right now because I feel like its ability to hate out X1s has really been supplanted by Orcish Bowmasters, but at the same time, it's really effective against Orcish Bows.
Yep. Are you an Island Ponder keep gamer?
Oh, you know it.
All right.
Especially since it's Basic Island. If it was Underground Sea,
Well,
yeah,
they copied us.
Basic Island and Rug? That is
They usually play
interesting.
one
Okay.
because like Blood Moon is part of their sideboard plan, and they do need to cast some spells. Oh.
That's bad. I guess we'll shuffle.
Yeah, we get 2 more looks before we basically concede.
But then we get to be on the draw. I mean, the play.
They chose to shuffle their Ponder too, and they didn't shuffle that one. Disappointing.
So that means we're going to ponder next turn and find a land.
Now we're just going to draw a land.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's what.
They bobbled me. Is it the land? You can tell me. Is it Basic Swamp?
It
Yeah.
is Basic Swamp.
Taste
Holy
it, nerd.
cow.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty tempting to just go Bowmasters here. They don't have an instant in the yard yet, and Daze is pretty bad.
I'm sending it.
Yeah,
This is just the high roll of the lifetime. Yeah, they had to force that. Cool.
beautiful.
That does
So
give them
it's-
delirium, but I'll take a 2-for-1 when we were about to miss a land drop and lose the game anyway.
And it's also, we can reasonably expect our Shieldred's Edict to not get dazed.
Right.
Although they did just brain beautiful. I mean,
Bang.
we could just bolt now.
Right
Yeah,
now.
I think I would. Yeah, I would bolt right now. They might wasteland us.
Seeking a beast over top of it, that's fine. Dig, dig, dig. Little diglet. They did hit a wasteland there.
They don't have green mana either.
No, they usually don't. If this is Juju's list that won the thing, there's only 1 drop in it.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah, it's Izzet Delver, and then it has a singular tropical island to start playing Questing Druids in the Mega Late game if you get there, but it is built much closer to Izzet Delver than any of the like Uro or Minsc and Boo or Life from the Loam piles. Okay, they finally slowed us down, but I have another removal spell.
It's also sweet that we have 2 basics. We really just need basics, basic mountain, and we're like so set right now.
Right. Here's this jerk. They haven't dazed me yet. I'm going to keep trying.
You gotta. Beautiful. I can't fathom what's in their hand.
Yeah, not a daze, not a force. Apparently not a threat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Maybe a fetch land because they just bobbled themselves and they liked what they saw apparently.
Disappointing. All right, come on, Scalding Tarn. Just let's unlock this game. Oh, they changed their
never
mind. Once
they
they
don't
got to
want
their bobble trigger. They had to think about that one.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh, maybe they have Pyroblast.
all right, well, we're about to find out. Oh, yeah. All right, cool.
Here we go.
Soren goes away, and these Snapcasters are a little
Yeah, a
bit
little tenuous.
slow.
They might be sandbagging waste. We'll see.
Uh,
Maybe Hydroblast? I really don't know.
maybe they'll slam a Lorian revealed here and just die. Like, there's been nothing to bolt for a while, so they could have bolts.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I always forget that this deck has light.
Yeah, right. Yeah, surprising stuff, right? Unholy Heat, there it is.
I've thought about that card in Grixis control, but like I said during the deck tech, just being able to send the 3 anywhere, I think greatly tips the advantage to bolt over whatever extra targets you might be able to get with Unholy Heat.
I don't like what you have to do to support Unholy Heat in decks. Like this deck, Mishra's Bauble plus Dragon's Rage Channeler is busted anyway.
Right.
But you don't want to add that card to your Grixis deck. Okay, so they haven't dazed yet this entire game, and they just kept their Ponder. Do we Snap Bolt here before we get wasted?
I feel like it is safest to Lightning Bolt. And
Yeah,
then we're not taking damage next turn. We're drawing Sword, which kind of sucks. But
yeah, it's certainly safest to bolt. I'm just thinking about, given information we've been provided with up to this point.
Yeah, all good questions to ask.
Yeah, like attacking for 3 instead of 1 a turn, using all our mana before they have Wasteland. Big Schmirko.
Okay, we gotta hopefully get a Molten Collapse through on this.
Yep, I mean, this is the last frontier. Have they been sandbagging the Hydroblast? Looks like no.
It's gotta be Daze, right? Or a land? There's no reason for them to play out like a 6th land, right?
Yeah, it's
that had to have been
unclear.
what they draw. Okay, I hope they saw a land. I could really use a 4th land right now.
Yep, they just bobbled me. Hey, thanks. Thanks, opponent. Every time they look, it's exactly what we want.
I'm not much for conspiracy theories at all, but how come every time I fetch, I draw a land next turn?
Yeah, good question. They could have Force of Will, but not a blue card. There have been a couple spots where they just haven't had 5 mana up when I'm doing something important.
That is true.
I think I want to apply some pressure here.
Absolutely.
Because if they elbow tap for Force, I can't even wait to slam Soren.
Yeah.
All right, suddenly a Pyroblast.
Okay, that must have been their draw.
Ponder. I like this Ponder a lot.
Yeah. They must have... Oh, okay.
Cook in. Okay.
It seemed like they maybe had another Red Blast because there was some hesitancy there, and they've been playing pretty quickly otherwise. I like our position from here.
Well,
I guess we can... I mean, they don't have any 4-drops, right?
I don't think so. I think I just snap Bolt under this and try to get... Yeah, okay. I do have to shuffle away all those lands for this because I didn't keep a blue.
That's okay.
The Volcanic Island.
And then we probably just bolt it. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, that's right. That's what you were just talking about.
Yeah.
And if they, like, for some reason, reveal what's on top of their deck to counterbalance, to try and counter Soren, I guess, and then it's not a 1-drop, maybe we bolt again.
Yeah, probably. Just in the business of sending damage down their throat.
They're also not really a deck known to have many 2-drops outside of Daze, and bolting Snapcaster Mage is awesome for us.
Yeah, that's so good.
Outside of Daze and Questing Druid.
All right, reveal your top card, please.
It better not be Minsk and Boo.
They do have 2 drops, so this is not Juju's list. All right, Emergency Seek the Beast. They flip 2 lands. Great.
If they reveal anything at all,
they revealed Lightning Bolt.
So I guess we plus.
Yeah, we plus if we find a black source we can Strix here.
Close.
Yeah, I had to make the decision whether to leave up black-red or blue-red, and I just figured with all the cantrips in the deck, the blue was better, but obviously just lost that coin flip.
I think that was a fine play.
Yep, they're holding Bolt now.
Yeah, I wonder what they're going to do with that. I feel like bolting Soren can't not feel good.
Yeah, 1 mystery card. They are bolting Soren. They've been holding 2 bolts this whole time. And Unholy Heat also finishes them off. Okay, looks like
Well,
no. I'm just going to keep drawing cards.
yeah, we're at 16. This is kind of unheard of. Ooh, nice. They also don't really have 3 drops.
Yep. And this thing's currently chilling. If I 2 here discard you, that can put them to not much going on. And if it is just like a random spell to make this bigger, I have a 1 or a 2 that I can.
Yeah. I'm almost certain they have days, but I always think that.
Okay.
I've been gotten so many times.
Let's find out.
They also just might not have it. Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah. They seem willing to reveal on spells that they can't reasonably counter. They might have like a Brazen Borrower, though. Worth the squeeze here.
Brazen Borrower, Force of Negation probably wouldn't be in against us. Okay, never mind. They're like, yeah, I don't have any 3s.
Yeah, this. You were right. It was days the whole time.
Days.
That's fine. They're going to discard that land.
So I guess we can. Do we attack now?
No, because then they kill Sorin on the backswing. I think we play Strix. And then see what they reveal. And either Strix or Bolt, or maybe both, will work this turn. There's still a Badlands in the deck, right?
No, there's not. It was Wastelanded.
Okay, there's still Underground Sea in the deck. So we need to fetch that first.
Oh, there's 2.
Yeah, we've been doing just fine this game. Brainstorm on top. Okay.
Plague Engineer's nice.
I am not going to attack here because if they brainstorm into Bolt, I don't want to lose Sorin. That's the best thing I got going on right now.
Definitely. They could even brainstorm into like Pyroblast.
Right. Seeking a beast.
That kind of gives away their control over counterbalance.
It does.
Oh my goodness. If they just like play 2 Delvers here and we get to Plague in, that'd be pretty sweet.
I mean, they can't play both. They now have a random card on top of their deck. I think I just bolt their face, or plus Sorin first, and then, or we can see what's on top of their deck and the flyer might kill them. Okay. Yeah, if I bolt, we have lethal. All right, I'm going to bolt to test the waters here. All right, they have a bolt on top. Annoying. I can Cavern on Human, or Engineer on Human, which locks that questing Druid out and kills the Delver straight up. I guess Sorin's going to draw cards. Yes, please.
That's cool. We could, I guess, try and go after counterbalance in their draw step.
Yep. Or really, like any old time.
I wish we had Cling to Dust in the yard. That's another reason why I like it. Just doing that against
shame concede, shame concede, shame concede. Here it comes. Oh, they want to play it out. What a boss.
Damn.
Complete legend.
No shame. That's intense.
The old post kill my own creature lightning bolt. You're a Plague Engineer. They said in the chat, double Q got me good. Yeah, I tell people all the time, pay attention when you're playing Magic. Little things add up, etc. Like not forcing the Solitude last round.
Well, it is vintage cube season, so
yeah, right.
Probably a lot of double queuing going on.
Yeah, Magic's hard. Okay, I think I do want to test this counterbalance in the end step.
Yeah, why not?
Murktide on top. And me without a Red Blast. Ah!
Oh.
LOL, nerd. Do we want to add the beatdown now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have Death Touch, Blocker. They don't have Counterbalance anymore. Flying Lifelink, gonna start doing stuff, and I know what you're drawing.
Yeah, we can do a little time walking with this Pyroblast and hopefully just attack for 2 next turn, get something off Sorin, and then attack for lethal the following turn. I doubt they're going to want to trade Questing Druid for Strix. You don't want to trade really any Strix that costs.
Yeah, so I think I'm actually going to let the Murktide resolve, and then I can just kill it later. And if they think they have a Murktide, they might actually be incentivized to trade with Strix, and then I can get them on everything.
Whoa, I didn't even think about that.
All right, they didn't fall for it, but I'll kill your shit anyway. It's just like free to let that resolve, and maybe they make a mistake over it.
Yeah, you're right.
Hello, hello. Bringing Strixie back. Here they come. I should plus Sorin before I brainstorm, so I have more cards to choose from, including this tasty fetch land. And this Thoughtseize I for sure don't want. Oh my god, you're dead.
That's lethal. Well, I'm glad we were able to showcase this matchup because whenever I I feel like a lot of the people who play Legacy are wonderful online, but every once in a while I'll get a salty Delver opponent I mean, a combo potent that they're just always like, how can you ever beat Delver? Like, this is ridiculous. What are you doing? And I think the matchup is great.
I remember I had a weirdly heated exchange on Twitter when Hidetsugu Consumes All was printed, and I
Mm.
was like, wait, Grixis actually has an important tool for the metagame now. And some idiot was like, LOL, turn 3, get dazed when you try to kill my Delver, good luck. And I was like, Grixis, Delver was not the problem with Grixis, Uro was. You're not even talking about the right thing right now. We were already good against Delver.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
let's play the last round.
yeah, let's do it.
If you're looking to run a CEDH or 1v1 tournament, Eminence Gaming has your back with Command Tower. With Command Tower's intuitive tournament manager dashboard, you can handle decklist submission and player management with just a few clicks. Players just need to scan the event's QR code for access to the full tournament bracket, including seamless pairings and real-time standing updates. Take the guesswork out of tournament organizing. Try Command Tower for your next event. We're on the play in the final round. I see a turn 1 Thoughtseize. The hand doesn't do much after that. Not a lot of velocity, but
We do have Molten Collapse if we are against something aggressive, so I think this is a keep.
yep, I would never mulligan this if nobody was watching. It's good to see a hand like this because this looks like exactly the kind of dirtle I'm interested in when I'm Grixising. But I could see the thought process of Jace is almost a mulligan already in a lot of matchups, and then like the K command takes a while to get to, but Snapcaster, like this is basically a handful of 3 and 4 drops with 2 lands.
Yeah. Unless we're against the initiative, where we can Thoughtseize, flash in Ambush Viper, take the initiative, and Molten Collapse their dummy.
Well, our opponent has mulled to 5. Good chance they are the initiative. Do you respect the possibility they're a 5-card hand with a Wasteland deck, or do you assume someone who would chase a 5 is not on Wasteland in their deck?
I think it depends on how free it is to get the basic swamp, and I think with this hand, it's totally fine.
Yeah. We don't have a Ponder we're trying to cast anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Swamp. Show me this 5-card hand. Please let me take like your 1 payoff. Oh, okay.
I don't know what this is. I would say Doomsday.
This is Doomsday.
Oh.
There's some spicy builds of Doomsday, including like the 4-color Mark Tobias version that plays like the 1 ring and Lorien Revealed.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a crazy deck. He top 8'd in Europe with it, and I think he also top 16 Japan. He was just farming the earth with it.
That's really cool. I think we take Dark Ritual in case they top deck Doomsday, which feels kind of bad because I feel like Brainstorm is a more impactful card in this hand. However, like, yeah, if they just top deck Doomsday, out of luck.
Yeah, I hate that, but I think you're right. If they didn't have one of those cantrips, would you take the other and still, or would you still respect the Doomsday? Like if we could make their hand just Dark Ritual plus lands.
Yeah, huh. I think so, yeah. I think that would be right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But the fact that we can't take them off selection, and if they do have any selection, then the Doomsday or the Dark Ritual gets better.
Especially if it was Ponder.
Yeah. So this could be the Mark Tobias 4-color Doomsday that I mentioned. It could also be like Teferi Doomsday. Like sometimes they just play Teferi in their deck as a protection spell, and then sometimes they like sideboard into Monastery Mentor, Esper Beatdown.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different flavors of that out there.
All right, we're hoping to not see another removal spell here, unless it's Lightning, which can have some game against Doomsday.
Moment of truth, though. If I can snap. Okay. Do you just fire snap Thoughtseize here?
Yeah, since we don't have Molten Collapse, unfortunately, is pretty dead against Doomsday a lot of the time.
Yeah, and I think we are just free to fetch non-basics at this point. I don't think this deck is gonna. Dark Ritual and Wasteland generally are not in the same pile.
No, and it's these rare scenarios where I wish that I had a second Volcanic Island, but I built my mana base like the Yuta Takahashi school of thought, which is basic mountain over double volcanic.
Okay. Yeah, the basic mountain's always the worst card in the deck until it's the best card in the deck.
Exactly. Like if this gets dazed, I don't think that's that bad. Having a 2-power attack against Doom so good.
Yeah, and it's a daze that they won't have for a fight later. We know they're sitting on this brainstorm. We could just see the brainstorm in response, hide the good stuff.
Oh, interesting.
Hit your land drop in response. Okay.
Tropical Island is very.
Yeah,
I would like.
This is almost certainly the mark to buyish 4-color Doomsday. Then
Okay.
it's every color but red.
Tropical Island does not cast Doomsday, but maybe they're just looking for a ritual to cast it most of the time if they're playing 4 colors.
Yeah, the ritual, and then the One Rings, and then you can cycle Lord and Revealeds, and there are Teferis in this deck. It just is not trying to go fast. It's trying to go stable, and then Doomsday is just the win con whenever they get around to it.
Yeah, I find that prospect actually a little more daunting than regular Doomsday.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying. Yeah, 100% here. The main deck Veil of Summers is part of this as well. I think we just got to take this Veil.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, the other option is Lion's Eye Diamond between those. But Lion's Eye Diamond doesn't do much right now. Unless they hid Brainstorm and then One Ring on top of the deck, where they could float the mana, drop a One Ring.
Yeah, that'd be pretty scary. It's interesting that this deck, like you said, wants to play slow and steady, but also still has Lion's Eye Diamond as part of the equation.
Yep. Yeah, it's really... I have not played against it. I've just looked at it on paper and been terrified of it. And they just have so many powerful things to do. Just whenever they feel like it, whenever they get around to it. It's pretty tough.
Yeah. So, but if the top of their deck is Doomsday, they still can't cast it.
Yeah, drawing a land here would actually be kind of the nuts.
Yeah, that'd be great. If not, we could just Molten Collapse the Dymas. Bowmasters is really nice against Doomsday.
I'll take this Bowmaster.
Yeah, I might want to just commit that this turn. They'll have to really think about their Doomsday pile at least.
And they can't cast Doomsday, even if it's the top card of their deck.
Right, I guess that'd be in a couple turns. In which case, do we just fire the Bowmasters now?
Do I do it in... I guess if their top card is another cantrip, I want this now. If it's Teferi Time Raveler, what does that mean for me?
It means they probably have to plus, and then we... Right?
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm just gonna face up this thing right now when I know it resolves.
Force of Will would be nice. We have Jace that's probably not going to be easy to cast through this daze, so we could pitch it pretty freely.
Yep.
And having 4 power on board, even if they do resolve Doomsday, they better not be relying on Street Wraith.
Yeah, Street Wraith or Deep Analysis or any such thing.
Yeah, Deep Analysis. Forgot about that one.
Yeah, the Doomsday piles get really interesting in this 4-color soup build, because if you have Teferi Time Raveler, you can plus and then end step Doomsday, untap, and just win easily with all your resources. Or if you have a One Ring around on a couple counters, you could Doomsday, immediately draw the pile, and go off.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot to think about here, but they are on super low resources, and we are applying pressure.
Yeah. I wanted to do a fun video for the channel of Grixis Doomsday, which would just be like Doomsday splashing Pyroblast, but hearing what goes into making this deck work, I think I'd probably just embarrass myself.
Good chance. But I've made a successful brand out of that.
It is like one of the most alluring decks, I feel like, ever. It's just cool.
Yep. I wonder what the opponent's thinking about here. I wonder if they're also vintage cubing in the second queue here.
Oh, almost assuredly. Especially now that, I don't know if they've ever done this before, but you can use your old QPs for vintage cube right now.
Oh, that's insane, because I literally play Magic Online for a living and have never entered a Mox qualifier. Like, I don't even know what those QPs are for, honestly. Like, I wouldn't know how to use them if they were put right in front of me.
Yeah, same here. So, like, is it a One Ring?
It is the One Ring. It's hard to tell, though, because it's insane.
Yeah, what is that? But yeah, I feel like I'm always working during anything that requires a QP. I have a few.
Yeah, I usually end seasons with, like, I don't know, 30, 40 of them. I don't know. What's a high number? I have a lot of them.
Yeah.
They have stuck the the scariest card that I was worried about here. However, we have Bowmaster that can check it, or at least a little bit.
Yeah, and I also wonder what the upkeep land is nice. What the upkeep trigger complicates for Doom
Yeah,
itself.
the land is like maybe I stop in their upkeep and like LED plus discard them, or like kill the LED, make them discard.
Shatter Raven's Crime, I think that's good. And then they're probably incentivized to lose days, and then maybe we can Jace, who knows.
And if I do it in response to the trigger, if they draw cards in response to that, then that's more damage they take.
Mm-hmm. This would also make it pretty difficult to, like, you know, crack for black.
This would be a messed up Veil of Summer, though, if they have that. Okay,
Cool.
they just let it resolve, dump the days. Sure. Okay. I mean, I wonder if we just die to, like, Dark Ritual, Doomsday, tap the ring here.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. They'd go to 8, and then,
You go to 6.
yeah, they'd have to win right now, and they might not have versus.
All right, well, they're moving in. Yeah, the 4-color mana base casting a black spell is catching up to them here, I hope. I mean, maybe they just easily win from this position somehow. Chain 1 rings together or something.
Doesn't seem like they've really found what they're looking. I feel like that's the turn they want to Doomsday.
Yep.
Cling, it's okay. I feel like the Fate Seal isn't really that impactful because they draw 3 cards next turn, which is pretty nuts.
Yep.
But they'd probably be pretty close to done or losing.
Yeah, I wonder if we are supposed to just cling some random card here, because we could just tap out for Jace and brainstorm, try to find Force blue card, or Cling to Dust could hit Force or any cantrip, and then that cantrip can dig for the Force to go with this blue card we already have.
Heck, it might even hit a Lightning Bolt.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to Cling to Dust, and I think I take their Lion's Eye Diamond.
It's the most unique for Doomsday pile considerations.
Yep.
Does this pile also play Bowmasters? There can't be room for that, too.
I don't recall. It's possible. Oh.
Hey, look at that.
Hello. All right. Well, pass the turn. We'll see what happens.
If they have to commit significant resources to like fighting a lightning bolt, and we should have the squeeze. So there's 2 black.
Starting with Veil of Summer. Okay, so if they're protected from Bowmaster now, but they're not protected from they cast Doomsday, I bolt them.
Right. If they force, I don't think they can fetch anymore. Is that right? Or would they be at 1?
I don't know how anything works. Okay.
Okay, they're brainstorming those. I feel like.
Yeah, I think they're just digging for some action here, and they don't actually have it. They should know right now if they have a chance or not. They're looking at the cards. This deck is so cool, though.
I don't know if this is probably not the place to start with Doom. At least try it out.
And if you're coming from Grixis control, this might be exactly the place to start with Doomsday.
You know what? Yeah, you're probably right.
It's stressful to have to like make a pile on low resources and you're not sure. It's easy to make a pile when you have a 1 ring on 4.
Yeah, that's true. I actually played some Vintube a couple days ago and drafted Doomsday, and it was when you have like 6 lands, just like, okay, I'll just take like Frantic Search and like Brain Freeze and play this Oracle.
Right.
And I can cast Miscalculation too.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
They didn't find it.
I like Red Blast and Opposition Agent. We didn't actually ever see a Doomsday, did we?
No, but it's in there, I promise.
Also, I wonder, this is not so much the turbo list, but Surgical Extraction is kind of funny against Personal Tutor in that it is essentially a counter to Mystical Tutor or Personal Tutor.
That does make sense. I don't think we're going to get that value here. This is like the 1 ring build. So I think Spell Pierce is great. They're going to have like Teferis and 1 rings to hit with that.
Mm-hmm.
The additional Thoughtseize seems necessary, even though this is a deck with 3 or 4 Veil of Summers.
I agree. I think 3 Thoughtseize against the only blue decks I want 3 Thoughtseize against are Sneak and Show and Doomsday.
Right. Okay. Talk to me about the sideboard plan here. I'm just pulling creature removal.
Yeah,
over to the side.
Good. like lightning bolt's good in game 1, but game 2, like once they know like you're a bolt deck, it's not going to be reliable. Also, I wonder if Sorin has more application. I've never played against this version of Doomsday exactly, but I think opposition agent's great. Got to keep the nimble obstructionist, of course.
Yeah, the
But I
best.
think I think we could probably trim a cling to dust as well.
Okay.
And keep a couple bolts, because sometimes that's just like at the end game that's just what you do. And then
Right.
you could probably maybe cut Sorin as well.
And keep
But
another
like I
bolt.
said, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But maybe if there's a game 3, to see how grindy they get, we might want Sorin. But against Doomsday, I don't know. Doesn't seem right. Cool.
I love this hand.
Yeah, this is great. Same deal as last time. Just need a third land, but this is the 20 land version, and they're taking a mulligan. That doesn't mean too much for Doomsday because they have Dark Ritual Doomsday, and then at that point we're just kind of hoping that they have to pass the turn and we burn them out somehow.
Yep.
Or top deck Nimble Obstructionist after a land.
I'm deeply fantasizing right now about a future board state where they have Teferi Time Raveler, the One Ring on 4, resolve a Doomsday, draw their deck, and then lose
Yeah.
to Nimble Obstructionist.
Someday, like one of these days, I'll probably stop getting quote unquote free wins off the Obstructionist just because it's not a card on anyone's radar. And it actually makes people angry times. Oh, here we go.
All right, yep. We're cooking. Okay, so, I mean, we have a draw step that might change the information a little bit, but I'm thinking Thoughtseize them, see if we can slow down their turn 2 win, just like take some card draw spell, and then maybe Red Blast bridges the gap into another turn, and, you know, fingers crossed, Bolt Snap Bolt.
Right, yeah. Sometimes Red Blast can buy you a whole turn if they go for like the Oracle on with like 2 cards in their library.
Right.
Or just like hitting brain.
We do get to look at their whole deck and sideboard plan now. That is one of the big pain points of Doomsday as a competitive deck.
That's right, yeah. And I think you could argue that mulliganing for force is a thing, but when you're on the draw, they also have days. It's kind of like, what are you really hoping to fight?
Yeah, right. This style of build, the way that you've built this deck to include the Thoughtseizes, the Spell Pierce, that sort of stuff, those slots come at the expense of like Force of Negation. And like Beanstalk decks get to play 6 or 7 forces, and that's just not what this is. And I am not interested in going to like 5 or even 6 to chase specifically Force of Will on turn 1 against a deck that has Daze and Force of Will in it. Like they're more likely to have a free counter than I am, even if I'm ult to 1.
Right, exactly.
They're taking their sweet time on this pile, though. It must not be easy.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like usually if you Doomsday on turn 1, there's just not a whole lot Grixis control can do against you. So I assume you're just trying to win next turn.
Yeah, the point of friction here, if I were the Doomsday player, I would be thinking, do I need a card in my hand if they Thoughtseize me? If I have Daze to protect my hand, do I need this land to go off next turn? And it's just a resource balance. I'm sure the win the game pile is very easy.
Okay.
Okay, I am going to screenshot this deck for our future information. We've got 3 Teferis visible. Carpet of Flowers is in now.
1 Street Wraith.
Street Wraith. Yeah, all these crazy treatments are making it very hard to actually understand what's in this deck, which we were actually talking about earlier.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta just have like 1 Force of Will that's an invocation, and then but I wonder if Street Wraith is not even part of the, or Edge of Autumn are not even part of the deal. Are they gonna like Shelldock Isle Emrakul?
I don't know that this list does that. They might just slow pile us and go for stability because we're not a wasteland deck.
Okay. Well, there's our 3rd land.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a poke here, see if we can slow them down a turn. I did only count 3 forces in the pile, and they're, yeah, okay.
Okay. So
so we lose.
yeah, it's likely that they have like a something to kick things off here.
Yeah, I don't see the LED in the pile. It's possible it gets boarded out, but more likely we're just dead. Yep, looks bad here.
Consider probably like Lotus Petal and Cavernous Souls. They probably don't think we have Force of Will though.
They're certainly right. Oh, they stopped. Interesting.
Okay.
They
I kind
stopped
of wish we
without a
had
land.
double red, but
Yeah.
I think we can make do.
Oh, the double red might have been good. Okay, well, let's see what's left over there. There's LED. There's Cavern. We can kill the Oracle in play, and they would have to draw a card to not lose. This resolves.
Do they think they have another like Oracle on top of their deck?
It could be another Oracle, or it could be just another Cycler.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Well,
I
we
mean,
don't have cards in hand, so it's got to be Oracle, right?
oh yeah. So
We could draw. Oh wait, we don't have Surgical, but
you have
we
to draw
could
K
like,
command.
yeah, K command.
Oh wow.
Oh,
They just didn't have it.
okay. I
All right.
don't know if we really deserve that, but you know what? I think we have good game against Doomsday too.
Yeah, and I just have to point out, because this makes for hilarious content. 2-0 win, 2-0 win, 2-0 win, 2-0 win. 1-2 loss, where I punted game 1 and we won game 2. This was a 5-0, 10-0 if James was doing this on his own. And I brought the average down, but still 4-1 and a punt away from 5-0. Like, sick deck. I'm very happy with everything that just happened here today, except for that Solitude play.
Hey, you know what? I think we were just given a little bit back after the storm person miscounted that diamond. But yeah, I
would have been too free.
Yeah, exactly. I think this was a really nice run. Got a nice spread of matchups. I was hoping to run to the initiative and show that matchup off too, because I think it's one of the better ones. Just having 4 Bowmasters, making 2 bodies, being able to contest the initiative through like pitched Solitude. But yeah, anyways, Grixis control, give it a shot, everyone. It's a lot of fun, and I promise you won't always lose to Uro.
Yep, this was a lot of fun. James, thank you for doing this. Tell people where they can find you if you want to be found, and I'll make sure all of your links are in the video description as well.
Absolutely. So I've got a YouTube channel. It's just youtube.com/@JamesKisau. And I put out a video roughly every week. It's been exclusively Grixis control so far, but like I mentioned during the last match, I want to branch out a little more. And if someone wants to hop in the comments section and give me a suggestion, I'm game for that.
Sounds good. Well, I suggest 4-color and Mark Tobias Doomsday to start off. What could go wrong?
Look for that video. Look forward to that.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you again, James, for being here. Everyone check out James. Everyone check out the Patreon. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe on the video. And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.